Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Okay, let's see. Audio, good connection. We had some dropped frames. That's unusual. Unusual. But I hope everything goes alrighty for the rest of the stream. Okay. We're good. I think we're good. It's not a lot for about 5 minutes. Totally 351 frames long. Ahoy, welcome. My name is Ike. This is TAGN, the Angry Game News, but more of a review of certain news over the last 7 months, maybe 7.5. Something like that. What I told the people about video games, what happened in the video games industry, news-wise. I started like doing pretty much. Oh, my audio's dog shit. What do you mean? Test, test, test. Audio sounds terrible. That should not be the case. I'm talking directly to the mic. I hear what you mean. I just checked it. Give me a sec. Let's go again. I flipped the switch a few times. Ah, there we go. That sounds like the old. I think it was because I streamed the last time on the working bench. Somehow the switch didn't flip over completely. But yes, it's going to be kind of a 7-8 months review, remember stuff like what happened in the video game industry. And you never should forget certain topics. So there's that. Cheddar Steve is there. I hope he doesn't win, because at the end of this today's stream, of today's news, we're going to roll the Wheel of Fortune. We're going to roll the Wheel of Fortune, and somebody's going to win the figure from Princess Mononoke. Mononoke Hime. Now it's in Japanese. It's like a 7-inch tall figure I'm going to paint, and the winner is going to get that. If you want to get somehow still into that Wheel of Fortune, which you are going to see right meow, it's already prepared. All you have to do to get in, do a fiver in the form of a gifted. You don't need to. I'm just saying you have a chance to get into the Wheel of Fortune here. But yes, mainly it's going to be a review of certain topics. I couldn't review like every week. Some weeks have 2 news article worth of remembering. Others, other weeks, like yeah, a little bit harsh. Not really necessary, because it was more like a contemporary, like a timely thing that was interesting, and not a thing that is of importance for the rest of your gaming life. We fixed the sound. I mean, it was like not bad audio quality. It was just probably the other microphone on the working bench picking it up instead of this one. So it's all right now. Ahoy, Mr. Sarge. Ahoy, Arch My Junk. Ahoy, Bimo. Bimo is here. What a rare sight to behold. Bimo in my chat. He has been a little bit quiet the last 2-3 weeks, maybe. Where have you been, bitch? And ahoy, Mrs. Sarge. Anybody else I forgot? Anybody else around? Doesn't seem like. That is better. It is better. Yeah. We got that. Stop taking sound lessons from dear Sarge. I'm not taking sound lessons from him. He is all right. He knows when he comes through the microphone in front of his mouth, because he doesn't have multiple microphones in the first place. So usually it doesn't bother on his and anybody, you know, because he does it okay. But when you have guests on that have like microphone issues or issues in general, for 40 minutes. For 40 fucking minutes. Not figuring shit. It's a little bit crazy. Just saying. But that's why you need like a feedback from the chat if anything goes wrong with your system, be it video-wise, like webcam being like some kind of disturbed, being like audio-wise, like people just hearing it like that doesn't sound all right. I'm going to spark up a BBC while getting my Iking. That sounds gay. Don't phrase it this way, please, Sarge. Buzzy and sometimes lurking. Blurking. That's not a word. Anyhow, at the end of the recap of the last 7 to 8 months news, we're gonna have some actual news too from the last week. Not like we're gonna go deep at all. We're gonna just scratch on the surface certain topics, just to chill out together today. Real news, I don't know if I'm gonna start this Friday right away. Maybe, depends on if I see enough news worthy to report on. Lurking is now the word here in retard land stream. I mean, it might be a word. Let's just lurking. Let's see if that's a word. No, not lurker. You might have invented there a word that might be of some use. Blurking. Lurking and busy. Busy and lurking. I have decided it's a word. I mean, it is a word. Every word is invented by human beings in the end. But will it be like socially accepted? That's a different question. Let's get started. You remember maybe in June, the Switch 2 was launched and it was a success. And it's still a success. They still sell quite a lot of units. I don't know how long that will keep up with the selling. I think this console actually might reach sooner than later, like a saturation in the gaming field. Like people just don't see maybe a value to get a new console, a Switch 2. I might be, of course, totally wrong, but it was released in June and it got a big success. In the first 4 days, 3.5 million units supposedly sold, breaking records. Do you remember that? In my opinion, it was kind of a weird launch. It was like a launch with many quirks. It had to be patched right away, otherwise certain games just were very glitchy and buggy. It had a -1 day patch, not a 0-day patch on release, but reviewers and gaming magazines got like an earlier example. Not very early one, by the way. This time Nintendo was more closed to their release and giving it to many people. Even with the dev kits, they were very scarce for the companies to develop the games, right? And this time it got a -1 day patch, just to give the reviewers like a little cookie there, telling them, please don't be too harsh. Here we've already patched before the launch. Aren't we nice? I'm not a big Nintendo fan. Not anymore. I was at one point. I was a big Nintendo fan in certain regards. Not so much these days because Nintendo has become a bitch, an absolutely bitch. And yes, he puts a suck in success. Thank you, Cheddar Steve, for 5 gifted. I wish you wouldn't have done it because now you have a higher chance to win that figure, which I really don't want to give to you. But I'm gonna be fair. If he wins, he's fucking gonna get it. What surprise? I don't care. I want it. In the video description. Read it in the video description. Speaking of that, let me delete this little one. No music. Where's the big one? Ah, here. And we're gonna copy it over here. There we go. We're gonna delete it just in case from here. Make it a little bit more unified there. Read the description. And since he gifted 25 bucks for him and 24 and a half maybe for me, something like that. He gets 5 more tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope he doesn't win. I appreciate the money. I hope he doesn't win, though. I hope he doesn't. Let me split his stuff. We're gonna put. It's total. What is it? 6. We said yes, 6. 3 and 3. 3 and 3. Add cheddar. Steve. The 3 share. Push him between Haste and Mrs. Sarge. Because Mrs. Sarge is a big fan for some odd reason. A big fan of Cheddar Steve. Who knows what's going on in her head. But now this ass has bigger chances to win. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Nonetheless. UrhG, ahoy there on YouTube. Why doesn't he go to Rumble? I don't know. But I saw him. Ahoy, ball of tennis. At the end, we will spin the Wheel of Fortune to see who will get a painted Mononoke Hime figure. Mrs. Sarge being nice. Wheel of Misfortune is more like it. If I win a figure, I want to be one of those pornographic lolly hentai ones. You want to get banned, ball of tennis? That's the way to go. Oh, Big Z. If I win, I want to donate it to the Learning Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Are you like friends with Tim Waltz? Or you go like every weekend instead of like Sarge goes to buy cigars and a little side trip to the bathhouse, to the Turkish bathhouse. Cheddar Steve is more like going to with Tim Waltz to drink some horse cum and to be extra gay and pretend everything is cool. Giveaway, not for you, Big Z. Not for you, because you never spend $1 on Rumble. At least not with that one account. The Chadman is a player. Chadman plays to win. Chadman is a dick, usually. I like the way Cheddar Steve crashes his airplanes. Sure. Dear Sergeant, Mrs. Sarge is a formidable slice. How big is it? Link is down below. Figure of Tim Waltz getting railed by a horse would be fun too. No. Anyway, back to the recap here. So yes, again, Switch 2 selling pretty good. It's had a record in the first week. Never ever a console sold that quickly, you know. So good for Nintendo. I still hate them. Still can go to hell. In fact, this is likely the biggest console launch of all time by quite some margin. For comparison, PlayStation 5 shipped 4.5 million units in its first 7 weeks. PlayStation 4 sold 2.1 million in a little over 2 weeks, and Nintendo Switch sold 2.74 million in its first month. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait and see how 2026 is gonna look like sales-wise. If it's just gonna continue with the success or not. It successfully. Warner Bros. Triples down on Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, and DC in organization restructure, putting Batman, Arkham Origins, and NetherRealm studio heads in charge. That was like an important news for the gaming field, because at the same time, James Gunn got involved. James Gunn made his first movie in the meantime, editing, recording, filming, and all that stuff. Being on social media all the fucking time and pretending like he is the biggest fucking director and creator of superhero movies. And he got involved in this whole restructuring thing here. Earlier this year, Warner Bros. Cancelled its Wonder Woman game and closed Shadow of Mordor studio Monolith after reportedly losing $200 million on Suicide Squad, and then another $100 million on the disappointing Multiverses and Quidditch Champions. That was also part of the restructuring, because the Suicide Squad did, like, visually the game was okay. Gameplay wise, I don't know, I don't care. But you need to remember, in a little earlier than June, I didn't report on that failure, but earlier, before June, the Suicide Squad, the game, did a very bad job on killing all the superheroes in a very unpleasant way. Just shooting Batman in the face and all stuff like that. It didn't go well with the fans, so yeah, they needed to close down certain studios because of the loss of monies. Which I wonder what they are going to close when they're going to be bought up either by Paramount, hopefully not. More likely it's going to be Netflix, and Netflix wants to do gaming too. If they are going to cancel certain IPs and games, who knows? Oh, haste. Ike only has like 5 fans. And all of the 5s are here, though. That's like a good achievement there. Better having the chat alive like it is right now and only a few viewers than having like, I don't fucking know, 200 viewers and the chat not moving at all. Yeah, just saying. Just saying. I take this chat any day. Timmy and I Chinese together. Timmy and I Chinese together. Oh, you and Tim Waltz. Yeah. That's lame. 100% of his audience is already subbed. According to Rumble, those subs will just go to individuals who are following the channel. If that's true, I don't know. But usually you get an email when you're getting a gifted sub, and maybe they come back at one point and thank you, Cheddar Steve. Who knows? What's up? How much to tip for Ike to just sit there in silence, staring into his camera while rubbing his chest? Ooh, that's gonna be expensive. For how long? For how long? To do that for 5 minutes, I would want at least $50, meaning 10 gifted. Not tips, no fucking tips, gifted. I want more money. 5 minutes, 10 gifted, just to stare into the camera and doing the rubbing on the chest. That's gay as fuck, but you want to see that. I don't care, I touched myself in the past, you know? I touched myself just a half an hour ago while showering, so there you go. Chest, why not nipples? Nipples are on the chest. They are like included in that. Or like nipples on his chest, yeah. Ball of tennis got it right. You are meaningful and valid. Yeah, you're a cocksucker too, Haste, thank you. You normally have 69 viewers. That would be nice. Like I said, I rather take only 10 viewers and the chat being alive like this than having 200 viewers and no chat. That's way more valid and meaningful. I don't want to hear about what you do in your shower. you know,
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Big Z. Fucking Aussie can't speak English. They once thought his penis was a nipple, but then they did some research on it. It doesn't make even any sense. Don't be gay. Let's continue. But that was also in mid-June, like this restructuring of the game section on Warner Bros. With a lot of DC IPs, and Studio Monolith just gone. I mean, they did not make a lot of money with the Middle-earth games, meaning the Lord of the Ring games. But the games were really, really good. Had a unique engine that worked very well. And it would have been great to have another game with that engine. Just continue it. But yes, what can we say? The restructuring killed that one good studio, in my opinion. Monolith, bye-bye. And James Gunn got involved and telling us, yeah, you're gonna have great games that are like interconnected with the shows and the movies and all that nonsense. Fuck off, James Gunn. What happened later in June is the announcement of the Street Fighter movie and certain cast being reported already. And I was not pleased at all with one role. In June 23rd, we got this report. Kalina Liang joins Legendary's Street Fighter movie as Chun-Li. And we talked about that. We talked about why I think she was a very bad choice. All the links are down below again of the news articles and when I aired them, in which week and what date, so you can search for yourself. She has no fucking thighs, no fucking waist, no fucking upper leg strength. In the newest trailer that was released, I think 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, she looked fine, but I think that was padding, like some costume padding on her thighs, you know, on her ass, because she's no Chun-Li. You can tell me whatever the fuck you want. I'm not gonna like this movie just with this one fact only. Face-wise, she's okay. She's actually kind of pretty, right? No tits. Maybe she needs a little bit more tits too, you know? But look at that. It goes pretty straight down, like vertically. If she wouldn't have that belt that closes a little bit in on the waist, it would look even more awkward. She is not a Chun-Li. That I thought was an important news because we are being fucked over and over again with those film and show adaptations. Half of the rest of the cast is okay. They look pretty neat actually in the trailer, but it also features Jason Momoa. Pedo Jason Momoa. So fuck this movie in many, many regards. Ball of Tennis, thank you for another gifted. Don't be gay, he says, while we are all sitting here watching Ike stream. That doesn't mean you have to be gay, but thank you for another gifted. Where is ball? Where is the ball? Yes, 3 raffle tickets now. We need to update. End of the year. Where is he? There. A little bit bigger share. It makes Mrs. Sarge's share smaller. She wanted that. But she and Dear Sarge have like combined chances. It's going to go into the same household at least, right? But Haste still. I hope either Haste or the Sarges get it. Ball of Tennis being gay, but thank you. I much appreciate the gifted. Not thick enough for Ike. She's not thick enough for anybody. She is not thick enough for anybody. I just showed you the picture. Here, Is that Chun-Li for you? You don't need to see the face. Just from nipples to fucking thighs. No thick for anybody. She looks better than Brie Larson. Brie Larson has a nice ass, though. I want to see her sideways vagina. Sideways vagina? What? Oh yeah, didn't Momoa diddle his own kids or something? He was caught on camera rubbing the nipples, speaking of nipples, of the boy, and the girl look pretty the same. But I think it was the boy he just dropped. Went like beneath her shirt or whatever, or his shirt, I don't remember. And just kept on rubbing the fucking nipples, man. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. And it shows like what mindset he really probably has at home. And I don't want any part of that. Pedophilia, how about that? No, she's not Chun-Li, but I still would. Brie Larson needed a butt double. No, that's not true. That's not true. But yes, that was like the worth mentioning news for me in late June. Leon, what was her name? Kalina Liang, no ass, no waist, no fucking thighs, no Chun-Li. Early July, we got this news here. Xbox executive producer offers best advice I can to those caught up in Microsoft's latest layoff spree. AI prompts to help reduce the emotional and cognitive load that comes with job loss. Why this was very important is because I would consider 2025 a big layoff year in the gaming industry. Thousands and thousands of layoffs happened across the board. Multiple studios, multiple publishers laid off. Multiple producers of video games had to lay off. Studios cancel games, a lot of games. Microsoft was a big one in this whole layoff spree, if you can call it this way. And Microsoft also bought up, though, for about $80 billion AI companies and AI technologies and all that. And yeah, it didn't go super well that this one executive from Xbox told those laid off people, well, use the AI after Microsoft just bought a lot of AI stuff for multi-billions, you know, for $80 billion, telling like those laid off people, yeah, use AI to get advice how to find a new job. Like a little bit tone deaf there, buddy. But yes, that was like a worth mentioning news. In a LinkedIn post first flagged by game dev Brandon Sheffield on Blue Sky, also shared by Aftermath, executive Matt Turnbull acknowledged that these are really challenging times and wants to offer the best advice I can under the circumstances. He then explains that I've been experimenting with ways to use LLAI, fucking acronyms, large language model AI, tools like ChatGPT or Copilot, which is the Microsoft thingy, the Copilot, which is included in all fucking Windows 11 installs. You can get rid of, but it is not easy to get rid of for regular people, to help reduce the emotional and cognitive load that comes with job loss. While we just bought for $80 billion AI to get rid of you. Very fucking tone deaf and not connected to reality. Weirdo. I tapped that like a champ. Yeah, but you are a weirdo in the first place, Cheddar Steve. You made me go from Dear Sarge's fucking stream with your dog shit music. And Dear Sarge didn't pay attention at all. He just thought like, yeah, just take that request and just play it. He just forgot. He didn't pay attention at all that Cheddar Steve requested the same dog shit, absolutely dog shit. Ween. It's called Ween something something. Don't research. It's literally dog shit. Like some dog shit in a bag, and it was recorded with a microphone on a device, and some other dogs pooping too, and combining those noises and making a song. That's how bad it was. Make me go away from DSR just stream. I mean, I was tired anyway. It was late for me, but still, don't request dog shit. Yes, it is true. There was a job posting for Captain Marvel butt double because the costume made her ass look super flat. I think the sideways was okay though. I'm not sure. But in the end, Brie looks pretty too. Like the face, I like that. I like her face, not her feet. Nobody should like her feet. Big thing was then announced in July, or like this whole thing coming up about the payment processors. Supposedly some Australian group collective, I think it was actually called collective, having their logos. They want to protect women, in gaming, not to be exploited in gaming. Even those women are not real in most games, anyhow. And their logo was like looking like an asshole, It was just an asterisk in a circle. Looked like an asshole, and that depicted probably their mentality, they being assholes. That supposedly was kicking off a lot of happenings on Steam, Epic, and all those bigger gaming store platforms. And Steam started right away just banning and deleting certain sexualizing games from their platform. But everybody fucking forgot at that point. Everybody fucking forgot that actually there was a UK law, the Online Safety Act, that demanded from payment processors and therefore from gaming stores, sellers, and such likes, to be very aware of certain manipulation, to fight terrorism and not having too much sex connected to like sales, pretty much. Very simple. And there was this ongoing then later on that like everybody thought Steam is doing because of the collective request by those feminazis to delete certain games. But no, it was because of the fucking Online Safety Act in the UK. And that law actually makes the rounds, and it has gotten worse. I told back then in July already, keep attention what happens next, because everything is connected. The EU now demands social verification stuff with digital IDs very soon enough. They are still in the talks. Some countries are some parliamentary members are from certain countries are very much against that approach by the EU to make it into law in the whole EU space, to be verified with digital IDs for certain stuff, to fight, of course, misinformation, of course. Why wouldn't you fight against misinformations, right? You need verification. And I just saw today a screenshot, I don't know how true that is, that in Canada, one dude in Canada went to Facebook, wanted to find out from Australian news certain news, right? And he was not allowed to because of the legislation put forward by the government that they are not allowed to view news from other countries. I don't know how true that is, if that was just some hiccup in the system. but it might be true, knowing that Canada is very Canada and being absolutely fucked by the government. Everybody in Canada pretty much fucked by the government. Ouch, my junk can sing about that. I told everybody, keep attention. Australia went then next with big rollouts of certain ID verification stuff. Now, supposedly since the 27th of this month, of this December 2025, they need to be verified if they want to search on their Google account anything. Sounds dystopian, right? They need to be verified, meaning once in a while, the Google search, if they see that you have an account on there and you're coming with an Australian IP connected to the Google servers, they're going to demand, because it's law, and law is law, because there was never a bad law invented in human history, and you never should fight against laws, because laws are laws, right? If it is law, you just need to go along with that law, no matter how stupid it actually is, and no matter how much you didn't vote for it in the first place. But law is law, right? And you're gonna need to be verified via certain stuff. Digital ID is a thing in Australia now. And I warned everybody, you need to fight now, not after the fact, after it became law. It's gonna be way more difficult to get rid of already in place law at that point. You still have time in the US, but it's getting closer and closer. It still hasn't passed all the right channels with the COSA, the Kids Online Safety Act in the US. You need to be active, I'm telling you. Later on, don't come to me at least and fucking blame anybody else for your fucking just sitting around and doing jack shit. If you need to be verified just to get fucking online in some regard and just to search for stuff, can get very fast, very, very bad. Just saying. Oi, Sacred Sage. Yep, this is why I won't list my game. You can go to UrhG. Just publish it on UrhG. You're gonna be fine. And on Steam, as a small publisher, you waste, I think, maximum $100. Just make it everything clear. Don't show like pictures, previews of certain nipples. You're gonna be fine. Try it out. You might lose $100, or you might win way more. Just saying. The COSA, the Kids Online Safety Act, and the Screen Act. Both are interconnected with certain mechanics about verification, about online identification and such alike. And if that kicks off, if that's becoming a law, don't fucking cry later on. I know it's fucking annoying, but if you don't pay any attention, you're gonna be in a worse position later on. Fight against the already in place law, it's way more difficult to get rid of that shit. Blame your politicians in Washington, D.C. at that point. It will not help, though. Soon TAGN will be AI. No, I'm gonna make like parody with AI, but other than that, AI is to be dismissed. What I'd like to do is making comparisons still on GROG. GROG can do that pretty okay, if I need just hardware comparisons, just to find out. But I always demand, like, do factual checks, only verified informations, and you just need to word that correctly. And don't go for cached data in your system. Do real-time checks on such alike. It's gonna take a lot longer for GROG, but you're gonna get probably better results. Keep that in mind. Other than that, I wouldn't trust AI jack fucking shit with anything politically, religiously, ideologically. It's gonna give you like results that you most likely don't think are right and true. That's true. You cannot post news links in FB. You cannot? Okay. That sounds terrifying. Like, you are not allowed to learn about the world if it's not verified by your government. Because trust the government. They are never wrong. That's crazy. Canada sucks. Australia sucks. UK sucks. Switzerland sucks too. But not yet as much as those countries. And if you don't be active, the USA is going to get rid of somehow of the First Amendment if you don't pay attention. Right, I lol. Mrs. Sarge, I was asked to supply paper again to that account. Check your email window. What are you talking about? That has nothing to do with the news, Sarge. You could walk up to her, couldn't you? Lazy fuck. Lazy fuck. And they have not a villa. The house is not like immensely big. He's not like 2 fucking storage above her or anything like that. He might be sitting outside enjoying a BBC in his mouth right now, for sure. But he could just go up. He just could go up. The door is probably open. Probably the door is actually open because it's nice in December in Arizona, like temperature, very nice. And he could just tell her. But for some reason, he abuses my fucking chat. My God, he just keeps talking. Well, you didn't give me 10 gifted to rub my nipples. So, yeah. It's been that way for about 2 years now. Okay, sorry that I didn't pay attention to Canadian Facebooks. Now, early August, we got more and more news about Borderlands, and the boss of Gearbox, who makes Borderlands games, and Gearbox is owned by Take-Two. The Take-Two boss said, like, everything is gonna be all right. Don't you worry. Earlier though, what was his name? Forgot his name. The gaslighting dude. What was his name? Why am I blanking on his name? Gearbox CEO. Pitchford. Yeah, that was his name. Randy Pitchford. Oh, his full name, Randall Pitchford. Randall Pitchford was already starting to gaslight the community and the gamers, because a big topic was in the whole 2025, of the whole 2025 year, that games, AAA games, full price new releases by bigger publishers and developers, gonna be probably $80. Nintendo got with Mario Kart World, the first big game for $80 in the market, and it's still $80. It's going to be cheaper if you buy the bundle. If you still can get your hands on a bundle, they should be still around. But yes, Nintendo started it off with a AAA game, $80. Randy Pitchford claimed, like, well, don't come to me. I, as the CEO of Gearbox, have zero says in the pricing. You go take it up with Take-Two, the owner of Gearbox, and their CEO as the publisher in the end. Not with me. I am cool with only $70. But go complain at Take-Two. And then Take-Two had to talk about it. The Take-Two boss here had to talk about it briefly. Strauss Zelnick said, I think our approach may be a little bit different. Zelnick said, gripping that softball tightly and running through all 4 bases. We believe that any consumer experience is the intersection of the thing itself and what you paid for the thing. So our goal is to vastly exceed expectation. Borderlands is dead, though. pretty dead. Not entirely, not completely, but it's pretty dead. All-time peak on Steam, in the Steam charts, it's about 300,000 concurrent players at launch for the first week. And then it just started dropping and dropping and kept on dropping. In today's time, it is about 6,000 to 7,000 concurrent players on peak day, on the peak. So Borderlands not doing super great. So how much are you connecting the players to your game? The $70 price point, it's nice to have like a more rational price, but it didn't save this game. Nobody is really interested anymore in Borderlands 4. Those players you still see are not new players. Those are just players who bought it and from time to time just keep on playing it because they are fanboys. You know, but yeah. And remember also Gearbox has some freak in their upper management that is there for the, what was it called, somewhat with managing like the lore, but with diversity connected and all that nonsense. Very weird phrasing. Or you went to buy cigars. You didn't just go light it up in your room. Okay, got it, dear Sarge. That's just the liquor talking, Mr. Leahy. Randy, I am the liquor. Liquor. I don't know what you're referring there. Ouch, my junk. But yes, Strauss Zelnick had to flatten a little bit the emotions because of the gaming community being like fearful this game might be $80, but it didn't help. Not really. Take-Two is gonna make Rockstar's games maybe for $100. We don't know yet. We're gonna see next year. In the meltdown in this whole payment processing thing with Steam and Epic and all those companies, Steam had to go one step further for whatever reason. They didn't explain it really, but in August they told us, Valve explained why using PayPal for Steam purchases isn't currently an option in a whole bunch of countries. They didn't really explain it. They just pushed the liability of that payment processing to the card payment processors instead of just demanding from PayPal. Just get the money from those people in the certain countries. I still am not allowed to pay my games if I want to buy games on Steam via PayPal, which makes no sense. And they don't tell you anything here. They don't explain here anything. They just push away the responsibility to MasterCard and Visa. And MasterCard and Visa said very openly, actually, in my opinion, very directly, like, we have no issues. If the game is legal in the US, there is no way for us really to find out what is being sold and for what reason. So we have no problem with that. PayPal seems to be thinking otherwise still. They don't come to any conclusion with Valve why they are doing that. They are just keeping me, for example, in Switzerland out of the process, which is weird. But yeah, that's a big thing still. And it just shows how fucked up the whole industry is right now. You know, PayPal maybe wants from Steam somewhat of an implementation of verification, like with pictures, taking pictures from the face of Steam users, maybe actually digital IDs in the future, but they are maybe just waiting till the KOSA, the Kids Online Safety Act, might become finally law. That's just my thinking process. I don't know at all. Red Pill, ahoy, and was gifted. Thank you, Cheddar Steve, for the gifted. he says. Cheddar Steve might not be here anymore. But yes, that was kind of another big puzzle piece in this whole banning process of some sort. And it kept just going on with all those weirdo verification and laws and such alike. Roblox was in big news this year because Roblox had, since the release of the platform itself, Roblox is just a platform that can publish your game that you can make in this ecosystem with this ugly looking fucking figures and characters in this stupid game engine, Roblox. And Roblox was always in the talks about, why are you allowing pedophiles to just groom all those children without any fucking like moderation at all? Your only moderation you had was you allowed the creators and the publishers of those mini games to make it age 18 and above. That's like the only criteria they had for a long time. This year, Roblox got more in the news because it just got out of hand. And kids were diddled. Kids were abducted. Adults went to kids' home when the parents were not around to visit the kids and all that. Like, we have insane amount of fucking happenings and news about Roblox adult players doing the pedophilia, like directly. And now this year, Roblox had just too many of those news published about diddling kids, and Roblox told everybody, we are gonna implement some verification process with AI, and the AI is gonna assume your age, and if you're not above a certain age, you are not allowed just to chat and to enter chats that are using certain chat features like voice chat and all that. That was like the only thing they have done this year so far. That didn't prevent, luckily maybe, hopefully it's going to do something more than just filing lawsuits. The first lawsuit, I think, was actually from Louisiana, then Texas followed, then Florida, and a fourth state, I don't remember. But that was a big announcement here from Louisiana general attorney telling them, yeah, you are not doing anything to protect children. Why? And you're going to pay for that. How far this lawsuit has gone, I don't know. I didn't check it up. It's just a reminder that it happened. Again, every muscle in my body, said the article writer here, wants to type out why this Republican AG, because that's the important part. You need to mention it was a Republican, as if that is of any value for the news, really, is wrong on how she's willfully misinterpreting the facts to condemn a topic she doesn't understand. But, well, I've tested it all for myself, and it's true. So this writer first blamed the general attorney, Liz Murrell, who is suing Roblox Incorporated. Like, she's so wrong on all those issues, but I verified for myself that she is actually not wrong. This Republican attorney general there. Why do you need to phrase it this way? In the same fucking sentence, she found out that it's actually nothing wrong with Liz Murrell suing this company for diddling kids and not protecting kids at all. I always said, like, those laws that come in place are being abused, gonna be abused, because who thinks about the children? Think about the fucking children, you know? Always the same. And they're gonna do an overreach. The government is gonna do an overreach. They're gonna put more in the law about certain points that has nothing to do with protecting children but it has to do everything about abusing your civil rights in the end. So keep attention to whatever they are saying about protecting children. It's only half true, usually. No Discord for me. Good to see you, though. Yeah, I didn't say you need to go to Discord. UrhG on YouTube. He just said that. What happened then in September? Early September. Game of Thrones star Sophie Turner confirmed to play Lara Croft in TV series. Amazon MGM Studios has announced that Game of Thrones star Sophie Turner indeed played the role of Lara Croft in an upcoming Tomb Raider series. A previous report said Turner had dropped out of the show itself, was dead. Before that news came about, we learned that Phoebe Waller-Bridge, a very stupid and not very talented actress, is going to be in charge of everything Amazon Tomb Raider related. She's like the boss of the Tomb Raider franchise on Amazon. But she has more than only the saying there. Actually, she wants to interconnect it with the games too. That she made that very clear, actually. That was a little bit earlier when she was finally confirmed, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, for the boss position as the helm of Amazon Studio Tomb Raider franchise there. And later on, we got confirmed that Sophie Turner is pretty. Face-wise, I like her. Nothing wrong with her face. But she is fucking flat. We showed that on early September here too. We talked about this. Why this is not a good idea to get this woman as Tomb Raider. Makes no sense. Why? You're not gonna get anybody to watch that show in a pleasant state, in a like joyful state. You know, they are not gonna watch this Tomb Raider for Lara Croft. Sophie Turner here. Not at all. Always Delius. But yes, that was then confirmed. We're gonna, for some reason, Tomb Raider is gonna be quite big in 2026 because we got also 2 new releases confirmed for next year and the year after that. 2 different Tomb Raiders with 2 different Lara Crofts. When I reported that, what was it, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, I was confused. I still am confused why Crystal Dynamics thinks that's a good idea. But yes, we're going to get 2 new Tomb Raider games too. It's everything interconnected. Just keep that in mind. Big talking points this year were also Ghost of No Buy. And Sucker Punch was big in gaslighting certain fans and pretending everything is going to be super duper okay, guys. Don't you worry. It's going to be the best Ghost of Yotei ever. Well, it's the only Ghost of Yotei, so I guess it's going to be the best. But in this whole thing, the happening of Charlie Kirk's murdering was connected to Sucker Punch because of one employee. Don't forget that. One employee at Sucker Punch who was working there for 10 years as a lead artist made stupid statements about the murdering of Charlie Kirk. Like, she was super happy that this racist motherfucker, she didn't use those words, but she was super happy that he got fucking murdered. And would claim certain stuff she claimed already on her Blue Sky account 100 times folded. 100 times more, even after she got laid off because of her comment of her very fucking stupid statements there. I don't remember her names, but it was in the same like time period here. Sucker Punch tried to fucking do some damage control, so they did a certain few interviews and such alike to like diverge a little bit the mindset of people, not to think about what actually happened with the whole game at this one point, because the game died at that day and it's never gonna sell any more than 100K in half a year. So I'm pretty sure. Ghost of Yotai is Ghost of Nobai. It sold 3.4 million in total so far, but that's not a good number. And they used the opportunity to damage control when Take-Two and Rockstar did announce the delay of GTA 6. They connected all that together. They were so happy that they got GTA delayed so they could just release their game and do some sales, make some sales, right? So yeah, that was a big thing here with Sucker Punch. Then they tried to obscure the facts of the layoff of that one artist with all the bad social media responses in general, with the bad responses of the fans to all those happenings. And Erika Ishii, the voice actress, the gender fluid, never forget that either, who was proud with being an Antifa member. I don't know what that really means, because Antifa, I know what some conservatives and some Republicans think, like Antifa is just organized thing. No, it's not. It's not. We got never a response by the FBI. Where is the headquarters of FBI of the Antifa if it's really that organized? Doesn't mean that Antifa is not a thing. Certainly people are being paid to fucking be Antifa, which is counterintuitive to be paid to do some Antifa protest like stuff. But yeah, by Soros and all those people, you know, right? But yes, Erika Ishii came out with a one picture. Me and my wife, she's a she. Me and my wife are proud Antifa. That didn't do anything good for Sucker Punch either, and for this one particular game. But yes, the boss here, Nate Fox, who is not there anymore, I think. Was it Nate Fox or was it the other one, a guy who just left Sucker Punch? Because it is going so well, that's why you leave a company, right? They try to obscure the facts with this a few interviews and telling people like, yeah, Sly Cooper is never going to happen probably, because the people at our company are looking forward and not backwards with making old franchises alive again. Sure, buddy, sure. Sure, buddy, sure. And yes, that was in the same time frame with this one artist making certain comments about the murdering of Charlie Kirk and losing the dream job she had there. Well, don't be stupid. Do stupid things, win stupid prizes. To be fair to the libs, if any libs got murdered on TV, I would laugh at it and be happy. That's not nice. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying? I don't want to see anybody be murdered just because they have different political fucking views. Late September, we got the news first here on TAGN, the Angry Game News. Today is Tuesday. Usually I do my news Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. That is. But today is a special occasion for this recap. But late September, we got the confirmed buyout up more or less by the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, PIF, you know, that they are going to privatize EA for $55 billion. We didn't have like buy-ups that big in private equities, you know. So after this goes all through, you're not going to be able to buy any shares from EA anymore. It's going to be, again, like at the very, very early days, a private company for 55 billion. That was the news in end of September. Later on, we got more news about this happening, that like the shares, how much those companies, Jared Kushner's private equity group and the Silver Lake group there got also some shares in this buy-up. But over 93% or something like that is in the hands of the Saudi Arabia public investment funds, pretty much. All the shareholders are going to get at least $210 per share. So if you paid, I don't know, 10 years ago for 10 shares, maybe like $200, you just tenfolded your investment there. Even if you didn't want to give it up anymore, you're going to be just paid out greatly. The last confirmed price of the EA share was $175 per share. So you're going to be like compensated pretty well, actually, in my opinion. NHL 94 is the best hockey game. Is it? I played a few hockeys back then, but I was never a big fan of those EA sports games. Besides, Fight Night 1, 2, and 3 is also still pretty good, actually. But yes, those were my biggest EA games I played. Oi, Communist. Good evening, Switz. I told you just earlier, like half an hour ago, you need to fight against certain laws that are going to be placed into your legislation, right? You need to fight them now. To fight them later on, it's going to be harder. But the UK citizens thought like, yeah, we're going to be active now after the fact, after it became a law, the digital ID and the Online Safety Act, which is connected to it. But you still have chances, you know. In the UK, citizens just can make a petition. A petition doesn't mean shit. After a certain threshold, the UK Parliament will talk about it, will consider to talk about it, you know. But the Online Safety Act was made into law, and UK citizens finally recognized, oh shit, we are going to be butt fucked with digital IDs all over the place. And we need to do something now. Now it's a little bit harder. And the UK government showed you, like, they will not cash jack shit about your opinion later. The petition was called, "Do not introduce digital ID cards." Because the digital ID, according to the Prime Minister in the UK, Keir Starmer, who is absolutely a beast in boxing, by the way. Go look that up, Keir Starmer and boxing. It's very, very, very sad little clip there. He said, like, to the people to make it like a little bit more pleasant, a little bit more digestible for people, because that's how he thought the people work, actually. No, the majority doesn't work like that. You're going to be allowed to work in the UK only if the employer and the employee have digital IDs, and that's the only way to make a contract. You can only work with the digital ID. We're going to protect everybody by introducing the digital ID, and you're going to be only able to work with the digital ID. Big fucking success there in that regard. And the illegals are not going to be allowed because they are not going to get a digital ID. Oh, wait, the illegals also need a digital ID because we need to find out who we're going to give some social security money anyway. So digital ID it is anyway. And because you have a digital ID, we can just activate that one feature. You're going to be allowed just to work with the digital ID. We're just going to do it like a little switch on our database, in our system, and everything is going to be absolutely super duper just fine. Just absolutely okay. No problem there. How much they're going to fuck you. The petition went pretty well according to this number here. That's a big portion, just regular people. I mean, you can deduct probably about 20% because many signatures are not going to be citizens in the UK of this petition. But still, even if it's like only 2.5 million signatures online here, they needed to talk about it. And the first response back then was, we will introduce a digital ID within this parliament to help tackle illegal immigration, make accessing government services easier, and enable wider efficiencies. We will consult on details soon. So the petition very clearly demanded, do not introduce digital ID cards. But the response by the government was, we will introduce digital ID. We just didn't figure out the details of every little aspect, how this digital ID is going to impact your sorry ass in the future. And ex-Prime Minister Tony Blair is big in digital ID. He's promoting it with the help of the WEF. Yeah. It's going pretty well for them. It seems nothing is stopping all that stuff. Despite the actual majority really doesn't want it. And Palantir is going to be involved in all global digital ID stuff, with connecting dots and verification processes. Larry Ellison from Oracle, with probably the biggest database software out there, is going to be included in this process too, and make it globally interconnected, because that's the goal. That's just the goal at the end. One world government. And you need to prepare all that stuff. The UK, besides Australia and Canada, and the EU is, like I said earlier, is doing a good job with that. Just promoting that stuff, just implementing laws, despite not being really clear, are they allowed to in the first place? Just making all those laws, and don't ask anybody. Citizens, fuck you, citizens. It's a law at one point, right? Almost as if the nuns shouldn't have been there in the first place. It's not going to work. They're just claiming, like, tackle illegal immigration. Doesn't work if you're going to give them anyway also the digital ID to find out who's illegal, actually. To give them benefits anyway. It's also fucked up. But yes, that's like in late September was also a talking point here. That the government doesn't give a shit about your opinion, no matter how many people it actually is. It needs only 100,000 signatures. It got 2.9 million on this official government page, by the way, a petition. We will introduce. Do not introduce. The government doesn't care about your opinion. That's just the sad reality. And it's not only the UK government, by the way. If you're not really vocal and don't go directly to those politicians addressing their fucking nonsense, they will just go along with the Agenda 2030. Connecting everybody together on one big database. It has worked in the UK somehow, talking about illegal immigration. It will work probably in the US too. It seems to work pretty well, because Palantir has its fingers now in the government processes, because Trump told everybody, it's gonna be good, you know, this deal with Palantir and Oracle and some others, of course, for 500 billion US dollars. This contract we're gonna have, it's gonna help us to tackle illegal migration too. It doesn't matter that Palantir was made after a kind of a failed attempt by this thing called TIA. What was the acronym standing for? TIA, Palantir. Total awareness, total information awareness. Yeah, that was it. It didn't go super well, like the promoting of the total awareness program here. And the total information awareness was made because the US government wants and still does probably through the Palantir and through the NSA mainly, checking like everything the US citizens do online. Like everything, not only online, but also like with all the surveillance cameras, public transportation surveillance cameras. And nothing is protecting you, though. You can be stabbed. If you're a blonde chick, you can be just stabbed by a black dude in public transportation. Those cameras will not protect you. They might help to find the criminal later on, but it's not going to prevent jack shit. Started very early on when I think it was the NSA specifically who wanted a chip in every computer to have a backdoor. On every main board, they demanded a little chip to be included. That went for about 5 years, and then supposedly this program was shut down, but yeah. But that's the first thing Trump has used his power for, making this big-ass, expensive deal because of illegal migrants. You know, the illegal migrants who suck up all the money in the social security system, taking all the benefits. That's why we needed a program for 500 billion US dollars to tackle that too. Oh, don't worry, you're not going to be a surveillance too. How we can make that a distinguishing factor here? Yeah, well, we got to surveillance you first, but then we can like deter, are you illegal or not? All bullshit, as usual. All bullshit. But yes, it's working. It seems to work. It just seems to work, man. You will have to get a digital ID just to play Final Fantasy. First of all, why did you need to refollow Humanist? Second of all, I mean, if Steam demands digital ID from me, I'm just not going to use Steam anymore. Very simple. I'm going to lose probably access to hundreds of games. Not that I play all those hundreds anymore, but well, then Steam is just dead for me. Very simple. I don't see a bigger problem just in that regard. Final Fantasy is gonna be... I still have the CDs, you know? The original CDs, which didn't need online connectivity. Disarm, digitize, enslave, have fun, EU. You're not listening, Cheddar Steve. The global agenda, the new world order is not gonna stop at EU. Why do you think I mentioned fucking COSA? Why do you think those AI firms who are there for surveillance are booming right now in the USA? It's not about fun only here in my part of the world. You need to fucking pay attention to prevent that stuff to happen too early in the USA. Why do you think I mentioned the COSA and the Screen Act. Think, use your brain, your peanut brain. Not only for changing like the gear in your airplane games there. You really need to pay attention. Just pointing with the finger on other nations and countries will not prevent jack fucking shit from politicians to disturb your fucking rights in your nation. Oi, llama noises. And the gift that he gets from this one guy. Oh, it was not a communist needed to follow. He was gifted. That's why he big balls people. Yeah, what can I say? Yeah, but the EU is gonna go down easier than we are. When the frog gets boiled, there is a point when he figures it out. No, that's the whole point of boiling the frog slowly. I mean, look, in the US, yes, many people have guns. Way more than probably the rest of the world. I kind of can agree on that, absolutely. But you know who has more guns than the people? And when the order comes, either the conscious in people's minds come up as a soldier not to shoot at your people, or you're just gonna follow orders. And more often than not, it happened that the people just following order are gonna follow orders, you know? It was shown time and time again. Time and time again. As soon as the order comes for the national security, you need to shoot at your civilians. You know, when that order comes, the US military has more guns than the US citizens. They are organized. They have been organized since the World War II very efficiently overall. Yes, they are wasting billions here and billions there, sure, but still the organization is there. The chain of command is there, you know. The technology is there. The infrastructure is there. Despite having hiccups here and there, like not being able to do certain stuff in the military either, and being also woke and gay in certain departments, certain sub-departments in the military. If the order comes down, you as the civilian will have probably no chance because you're not organized. Maybe you need to go into a militia. I don't know. That's like the constitutional defense line, by the way, right? Am I wrong? Am I fucking wrong? Isn't the militia mentioned in the Second Amendment? You know? The military is not militia. Keep that in mind too. So how well or not well it would get under, I don't know. Nobody can know that really. But the military has many, many bombs too, you know. And they are not going to be shy to bomb people. Just because they are US citizens doesn't mean they're not going to bomb you. Obama showed that he has zero fucking problem to give the order out to drone kill US citizens too. No trial, no process, nothing. Just kill him. I, as the chief in the commander in the chief in command, ordered you, and somebody did it. Somebody pushed the button. We shall see. That's the $200,000 question. When getting boiled, make Pepe memes. Marcus Aurelius, 169.80. Yeah. That quote was found by George Washington last year, right? US citizens have more guns than the military. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, I guess certain types of gun that might be correct, like pistols. Probably very, very easily pistols, way more. But how many tanks do private citizens have compared to the US military? Army, Navy, whatever, Air Force. How many and like jet fighters? How many F-16s or F-35s or whatever is there do citizens own? You can have like a fucking million in one town, a million fucking rifles. If a jet comes above your head and he drops a fucking bomb, all those fucking rifles mean jack fucking shit. Jack fucking shit. The firepower is, I don't even want to know. I don't want to research that. Billion times higher, you know, than the citizens have with rifles. You can't even compare that because US citizens are not allowed to have certain weapons in the first place. That already should make everybody think like, wait a second. Why does the US military have the power to own all those things? But me as a US citizen, according to my constitution, can form a militia. Why am I not allowed just to own a bunch of fucking tanks? Why not? Ike does not understand modern warfare. I understand human nature and fucking following orders and commands. Does need to be understood in modern warfare. It is all about commands, and if you as a soldier follow that order or not, it comes down to that point. Nobody needs to understand modern warfare. But if you detach people, soldiers, from like the responsibility, having a conscience, by just moving them away from the very killing itself, drone strikes and all that, making it look more like a video game than you just ending a life. I don't want to end any life, no matter how much I hate somebody. I really don't want to end a life, because many people are going to be haunted by that shit forever. Just keep in mind, do you want to do anything to others what you don't want to be done to yourself, right? Oi, Beers, you forgot. What's up, Llama, says he. Sorry, mistyped. 310 mil by civilians and only a third are handguns. I mean, there's a civilian who has like 30 last gen F-15 that the military pays to practice exercise with because they're better than the military. Yeah, but can the private guy who owns, just because the military rents them in some case, in some way, can private citizen have like functioning tanks, in functioning with the cannon itself, for example, and whatever guns are on it or come with it originally? Ike is a plurb. What the fuck is a plurb? Maybe I am one. I don't know what a plurb is, so can't confirm or deny. You get a tank and you get a tank. Everybody gets a tank. Ozempic Winfrey. Ozempic Winfrey. Anyhow, let's move on. I'm just saying, firepower-wise, you're delusional. I don't care how much you know about your constitution, about laws, about whatever. Firepower-wise, the US military has more than civilians and are more organized. Those are just facts. I don't care what you think about anything else. Sony gives an update on Marathon's launch as Destiny crumbles. That was the first launch they told us about the new upcoming Marathon back then in November. But they delayed it. They delayed it because they delayed it and told us actually the price. But the delay was pointed to a very wrong spot. It's going to be right after, a few days after GTA 6. And that's probably the reason why they gave us the price of $40. But that's kind of a bigger news in general about Sony and Bungie, who owns Destiny 2, because Sony paid almost $2.5 billion for the Bungie buy-up, getting Destiny, getting live service capabilities and know-how and experience, right? But Destiny just wants not to do well for them at all. So Marathon is going to be the next big thing, but for $40, it looks very generic. I am not waiting for it at all, and Sony might have wasted a lot of monies on buying Bungie in the first place. So that's when it started to going down more and more in mid-November, after they told us. In some states, if restored and not registered, EA does not require anything to be registered. Let's move on. Shadow Steve is an amazing streamer. No, he is not. Talk among yourselves. No, he has bad music fucking taste. Don't make your arm jerking yourself off. Shadow Steve says beers. But agreed, you are the best streamer there is. Yeah, he's the best streamer on his own streams. Sure, I agree on that too. Now send nudes. That's gay. But yeah, send him nudes. Big happening this year was also the successfully of Expedition 33, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Good game. I can agree on it. Absolutely amazing game. Played it through a few times. Has a good price point. It was like priced between 45 and 50 US dollars. Fully fledged game. It gave you later on a little bit more content for free, you know. So I'm happy for the game itself. But over time, it became a little bit more stupid and stupid. With the like involved people in this game. And we had this happening, like the voice actress Jennifer English in the Golden Joystick Award being nominated and won the best voice actor here, telling how happy she was, how super happy she was with her girlfriend to win this award. It was the best thing in this game ever, what happened to her, despite she was in Baldur's Gate 3 and other games being voice actors. But this game like pushed her fucking ego to immense heights. And we watched this video, you link down below. It was very awkward. The whole event was very awkward. Everybody was gay in there. I don't know what was the point to pat yourself, each other on the back and pretending like, yeah, gayness is fucking great. And that's we have to mention that. Otherwise, we're not going to be happy. We needed to mention that how gay we actually are. So I'm kind of concerned about future releases, especially when it's connected to the Clair Obscur universe, because we need some other games, either prequel or sequels, like what is happening with the guilds fighting, or what happened with the guilds fighting, the writers guilds and the painters guilds. Just story-wise, we need some more material, more lore. Would be nice. That's all I can say. But yes, look it up. It's an awkward fucking little event here. Did this award, this Golden Joystick Award, felt very wrong overall. It showed us like now they feel safe coming out more, being more pretentious all of a sudden. After a while, when the game was already released, even Sandfall Interactive, who is the developer of this game, I think the CEO made certain statements like, nobody really abused their game to spread hate, against certain minorities, blah, 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 blah. So it was very awkward placed too. Just mentioning that. Nobody asked you for your opinion. Nobody really blamed in-game characters or actors or anything like that. And he came out with a statement, yeah, don't abuse our game for hate. So shut up. If I paid for the game, I can fucking say whatever I want about it. Even if I don't buy it, I still can say what the fuck I want about it and spread hate, whatever that means. Jennifer English. Can I continue to derail UrhG stream, please? No. I'm just paying attention to the chat as usual. She won the golden joystick. Sounds like she won the golden dildo. Joystick, yeah. It has a weird, like, taste in your mouth, right? Beers. Can we make a game about liberals where you collect pity points to level up your victim level status, changing from white male to very end status of transracial, trans species, trans-sex beings? You can't do that with white males, though. You need to be black in the first place to transracial somehow, maybe into an Asian or something. But you can't do that with a white male. The rest, yes. Being just trannies, yes. Being like awkwardly fucking having clothing wrong on and all that shit. Having some wig, do a fucking sex clown masking to pretend, a woman pretending in general, right? But no, you can't become black ever. That would be black facing. That is not allowed. That is not allowed. Hour 2 UrhG is still talking. Yeah, it's a kind of a recap. 2 hours? No, it's 1 hour and 42 minutes. You fucking liar.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
You don't want to win. You need to pray to the Wheel of Fortune gods and be nicer to me too. Oh, I hope Cheddar Steve doesn't win with, or Ball of Tennis. Busting my balls here for no good reason. Anyhow, that was with Jennifer English. Hopefully they don't destroy this very good so far franchise. I don't know if they're gonna call it like Claire Obscure or something else. Who knows? The world is just not ready for AI in video games. Shroud, this super performative, high-end gamer, Shroud accuses the Game Awards of being rigged following ARC Raiders got this now. We didn't talk a lot about the Game Awards, but we talked about what happens around it. And Shroud himself made stupid statements. That's why I picked up this piece of news. And he kept on, he did stupid statements before. I didn't know about him prior to this article really much at all. And he still keeps on doing stupid statements. Nobody should consider his fucking opinions of any valid, like valuable, really opinion in the first place. Just because you love the ARC Raiders and AI doesn't mean people should fucking take this as Game of the Year. Fuck you. So he made very stupid statements in general. Shroud has accused the Game Awards of being rigged following its Game of the Year's ARC Raiders snub. Ahead of the announcement, Canadian Michael Shroud Gresiesk, what a name, can't pronounce it, sorry, who specializes in competitive multiplayer first-person shooter, had called on his fans to vote for ARC Raiders as Game of the Year 2025 over Claire Obscure 33, saying multiplayer gamers were the minority. So the minority should win because you love ARC Raiders. Sure, that makes so much sense. And he went on with more stupid little statements. I don't know how and why such people... He might be a great player. I can't say anything about that, really. I haven't seen him play too much. His entertainment value, though, otherwise. not very great. I would say even Dr. Disrespect is more entertaining than what I saw of Shroud here. Gameplay-wise, it might be great, but let's be fucking real for a second. At least on Rumble, that's still the case. Most people don't watch gaming streams because they are like good fucking gamers. Let's just be fucking real. And I don't assume it's way much different on Twitch and all that. For some reason, you need to have some value entertainment-wise. And just being a good gamer is not an entertainment enough. I just found his gameplay like very mediocre, whatever in that sense, like as entertainment value. But yeah, that was him being sad. UrhG doesn't get the Game Award. Game of the Year award. I just want all white AI movies. All white AI movies. I mean, if you have enough monies, you just make your all white cast. Humanist. Most people are poor and watch games they can't afford. UrhG is not that expensive though. And it seems to be fun for groups as a party game. Other than that, I am not for it. Yes, I watch Ike for his mommy milkers. Yeah, well, stop being gay. That's all I can say to that. Get your communist spayed or neutered. UrhG is $20 on key sites. Yeah, the full price, I think it's $50. Right now, maybe on sale. No, 32 euros, probably original price on US $40, right? But yes, on key seller pages, you can get it half the price. So that is very appealing to people, you know, if you have like a decent price. I think UrhG would not be so successful if it would be 70 or $80. I think the success would be not there. Maybe they found like a sweet spot with the $40 normal price. Have you ever tried to stop being gay with those mommy milkers on full display? They are not on full display though. Now, AI throughout the whole 2025 was a big thing, is a big thing, and it's gonna be still in 2026 a big thing. More people are waking up a little bit, like don't appreciate the AI slop, especially in game development. If I pay full price games, I want the developer to put effort into it. If I want AI slop, I will play UrhG. Just to distinguish here where my line is kind of. And many companies were caught up in the AI slop affirmation, affirmative statements later on after they were accused of using AI. Tim Sweeney of Epic was very not okay with being labeled AI, generated AI, included on Steam with certain games. Like, that doesn't make sense. Why should I disclose that I'm using AI? That Tim Sweeney said, like, that is like the developer confirming which shampoo the developers are using on a daily basis. It's not even like comparable in the first place at all, because you using shampoo, whatever your shampoo it is, doesn't most likely. I'm 99.99999 % sure it's not gonna fucking have any changes in the game, whatever shampoo you're using on your head. But it's gonna change up probably the game and certain content in the game, maybe the code, maybe the visuals, maybe the audio, if you're fucking using AI in some regard. So I would like to know if I pay the game that uses generative AI stuff. Very fucking simple. Tim Sweeney thinks otherwise. Now, a Valve artist gave Tim Sweeney a little bit more of a hard time. Like the comparison doesn't make sense, and it's like he made a better comparison. It's like saying food producers would not be disclosing what ingredients they are really using. That would be the more like better comparison here. Like if they don't label what the food actually has. If it has maybe arsenic, you know, or maybe fluoride in your product, in your food, I want to know that. That's more like the comparison. So I can make a better fucking decision. Do I want to buy or not? But that was a big thing this year in general. But a little fight with Epic's CEO and boss, Tim Sweeney, and a Valve artist who lives off art. Like he gets his money by doing real arts. What a surprise, huh? That the artists are not very happy to undisclose certain little things in your product. Oh, Dean, I swear the clankers make more work than they save. Yeah, what do you mean? But it won't forever. I have no idea what he's referring to with the clankers. As companies fire their best and brightest to replace them with cheaper LLMs, the LLMs will get dumber and the companies will suffer. That could very well happen. I'm not disagreeing with that statement. The question is, who is really in charge of the LLM? Like, are you really laying off the smartest and brightest, or are you going to keep the really smartest and brightest to structure and engineer that large language model to your liking? Hard to say, you know. I'm always telling people, whatever the AI is giving you, that was intended, absolutely intended by the core developer team. Mecha Hitler and all that shit, that was all intended. That was all intended. All those little hiccups, supposedly, they're just trying to figure out how far they can go with certain mechanics, certain outputs by the LLMs. So I think the bigger companies, they're going to keep their smart, the really smart ones, but they are also like brainwashed themselves into promoting certain political views, ideologies, and all that like. Hard to say if it's going to go downwards or upwards or sideways with AIs in the future. Depends on if you're going to keep using it yourself and feeding it with certain topics and certain ideas of your own. I mean, have a huge folder of AI stuff too, awesome to delete, but need a major Photoshop work to be right. Work that didn't even exist. But I wanted to be out there whipping the clankers. I mean, certain stuff for me as when I do my newscast is just with AI so fucking much easier to do. If I want Atsu or whatever her name was from Ghost of Nobai to show me a sad face, I can just prompt that in the AI. In the meantime, I can do other things. The free AI is just doing its thing in the background, and I'm gonna get useful like results. For me, useful. So she's gonna be sad, having sad looks, having some tears in the eyes, making it a little bit cartoonish. It's just so much easier for me. If I would make that professionally and make monies, you know, I absolutely would figure out how to do that stuff myself very quickly and all that. Or hire a real human being, like maybe on Fiverr, just giving somebody a job with who might do a really artwork, right? But for me, as a small content creator, there's no way it and feasible and like the quality is like good enough for certain stuff. I don't like to admit it and to point that out, but for certain stuff, AI is just great, right? But I don't want it in products. In the end, like people paying real money for like the value of the product itself, because the value is taken off from it by AI generated stuff. Just saying. Just saying. But yes, you should keep your mind above AI slop. Mecha Hitler did nothing wrong. Sure. The AI hard-coded to not be negative of certain groups. Yeah, that's what I said. I think it will no matter what have an effect long term. Home now, says Sarge. I personally like Suno's AI. It's what I use to bring my lyrics to song. I mean, I used a few Suno generated songs now over the past 1 year. And I paid even for Suno, but it's not like real art. It's not like real music. I'm very fucking well aware of that. I use it for fucking parody only. Sometimes the beat can just be nice, you know? But I use it for stupid lyrics, stupid text, to bring that somewhat to life. But in the end, it's AI slop, absolutely. Even in Suno. I mean, if you know Suno super well, you can adjust it with certain music style, but it's always try and error, try and error, try and error. Keeps on going. LLM, a helper, not a replacement. Well, many companies think otherwise. Microsoft doesn't fucking waste 80 billion US dollars to not replace beers. Microsoft absolutely will replace. Is that smart? Are they knowing what they are doing? Hard to say. I assume you're not going to spend that amount of money if you're not really absolutely sure that it's going to work out. That's just my thinking. I'm not a prophet as usual. For most people using it non-professionally, this is how it's used. Companies are treating it as a replacement, which is a problem. It might get a problem or not. We're gonna. I mean, I think it's a problem in general, but yes. Yeah, it's a time saver for sure. Small creator can do things that they could never afford to pay someone to do. I don't know if you can't afford. When I'm in the creator program, right, I'm now, right? I get a little bit money. I'm doing my news cost anyway, right? But if I meet certain like criterias on the Rumble creator program, for example, I get a little bit money. So if you do that over time, maybe half a year or so, you absolutely could afford getting some of that money and investing it, reinvesting it in maybe paying literally somebody on Fiverr. Yes, you're probably not going to get a good English-speaking Pakistani or Bangladeshi or Indian guy or a Thailand or somebody from Indonesia and all those. But even some of those people are talented. You need to find them, of course, but then you pay them maybe $10, maybe $20 to make you a little animation of some sort, you know? And you just need to make very sure that they are not using AI. And Fiverr has a big problem with that too, by the way. So they're trying to really separate. If you're using AI, I think it's allowed still, but you have to disclose it absolutely, making it 100% clear that you are using AI, and therefore you might get not every job. But Fiverr is fighting against it. I don't know any other website that is like that cheap and has bigger communities. for people to be connected together. But yes, the possibilities are there. You know, you don't make money without investing at all. Just saying. You would need to be like highly entertaining people out there. If people want to pay me for my AI crap, they are most welcome to. I make awesome AI crap. AI crap. Awesome AI crap. Sure, Dean. LLMs helps me speed some things up. LLM helps me speed some things up. Sorry there. But it's all stuff I'm credentialed, knowledgeable of. I'm not going to blow up a prod. IQ slanderous Swiss ballbuster. I'm shocked that you actually believe I was using live chat from the other side of house to relay Mrs. Sarge to Mrs. Sarge. Why? It's something you would absolutely fucking do. I deal with Microsoft on daily. They are mostly morons. Yeah, I mean, the majority of any worker force in any companies are morons. That's not a big revelation there, Beers. Surprise! The government is filled, probably more than Microsoft, with morons, like regular workers, who doesn't give a shit about how well the work is done, you know? That's not a big surprise there. So yeah. The LM is shit too far, exceeded by others. English, mofo. Do you speak it? Sometimes. Is price for a creator program a set of Rumble knee pads? Oh, because everybody who uses that is a cocksucker. I'm no cocksucker. I am getting more than I invest right now from Rumble. As soon as it's gonna be, I don't fucking know. They're maybe changing the program up again. Instead of demanding, I don't know, 5 raids now, they might demand 20 raids soon enough. Instead of only 200 hours viewed, they might demand 400 hours viewed all of a sudden. Just to see like if they can separate the people like me from the higher ups who are being viewed more for whatever reason. You are viewing others. It's made so far. It makes money, a lot of more money back than its work. Very, very simple. Sarge is just pissed. Sarge is just pissed. Instead of using that program in his advantage, he's blaming everybody who gets money. Work, bitch. A lot of companies are turning to shit literally and figuratively, firing whites and hiring Jeets. Do you want to see the AI stuff I have for sale, or you word you'd buy it all? No, I don't want to see it. I rarely buy AI slop. Rarely. You can show me, sure, but not in the chat. How about that? Quite the delay. I hate governments. There shouldn't be any delay. I have no dropped frames anymore, so liar. I had governments that they don't have to worry about efficiency. They can just print money if needed. Government doesn't print any money. You didn't got that yet, it seems, Haste. Government has it not allowed to itself, supposedly. There's a whole story about that in 1913. They gave that to the private bankers, to the Fed, to the Federal Reserve, which is neither a reserve nor federal. They gave them all the rights to print solely and only the US dollar bills. Have they demanded a prostate check yet? Oh, you're waiting for that. I see, Sarge. He wants to be fingered by what? Rumble Mario or Chris Pavlovsky himself? You could get fingered if you are desperate to be fingered by Chris Pavlovsky, Sarge. Go to Florida. Make like a little weekend trip. Oh no, you can't. I think they are now demanding in Arizona, probably at airport, the digital ID, the real ID, driver's license, and you don't have that yet, I assume. This guy doesn't even understand. Language barrier, go figure. I understand everything. Maybe I just pretend to be really, really extra stupid to get on your level, Dean. Treasury can basically demand money printing be done. The bank is nothing more than the way to prevent oversight. They can demand. The Fed doesn't just print money just because of demands. The Treasury needs to get in contact with the rest of the US government and give national bonds to them for the money. Because the money is just going to be landed. That's how it works in the end. They can demand all day long to print more. The Fed still just can't say, well, our deal is you demand, but you're going to give us something for that money. Because only we have the oversight and the rights to print it. So you can demand all day long. Really brutal. It's really brutal. It's not only in the US, by the way. This system is a new world order, like goal, having everything centralized. Just in the future, only digital, like completely digital. Yeah, it's going to be horrible. Private bankster having us in their hands. I mean, not that the bonds are anything worth, Haste, in the first place. They have become worth less, like the money. That's how your nation gets devalued in general. But it's 250 brokey. You can have 20 of the 101 page free just through the listing. I'm not going to buy your stuff. If you put a coloring book out on Amazon, I would have ordered it. Just because it's on Amazon. Sarge is such a funny. Do I need to bust your balls again, Sarge? Huh? Do I need to remind people, because that's also a reminder of 2025? Sarge felt sorry for Amazon. Sarge felt sorry for Amazon. Because he used the trial, I think 3 or 4 times, and I showed him how he needs to cancel right away before the trial becomes a regular subscription. And he felt like a dick doing that to the poor Amazon system. While in the same moment, in the same time, he says like, yeah, Amazon is destroying everything. Sure, so what? Do you think Walmart is different? Do you think all those big companies, corporations are really different? You think Walmart gets its shit right, like in the US, everything? They are all getting everything from China. All of them. Destroying all the small mom and pops. And Sarge, let me ask you, where is your book being published to? Might it be on Amazon too? Your own, yeah, Sarge has published a book, by the way. Go buy it. Is that book maybe on Amazon too, Sarge? What a bitch. Trying to bust my balls, but it comes back harder on him. Now he's busting his own balls. I just realized I can't change anything I've ever made into a coloring book page. Well, why you think I don't know you're not going to buy? Only cool people buy from me. Sure. If your coloring book is nudes of Ike, Ike would. Do you missing a comma there? Of nudes of you, comma beers, Ike would have bought it. You know. I colored Sarge's peen. Always gay in the chat, and then people blame me why I talk about the fucking gayness around me. Don't be gay all the time, so I don't need to address it. Anyhow, what was I? This year was at the early December. We got now news about Netflix probably buying up Warner Bros. Because for some reason Warner Bros. Doesn't want to be owned by itself. 100+ years old corporation there, with a lot of value for a film enthusiast and show enthusiast and entertainment world. Yeah, they just gave up, I think. I don't know. But the news came, Netflix has agreed to buy Warner Bros., including game developers behind Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts Legacy, and such. Yeah, just buying the whole package. That was like the big news earlier this December. And a little bit later, Paramount came into the play here. Paramount didn't want to just give up the opportunity. They actually said, we're going to give you about 20% more in total than Netflix would give you. And we can even assure you we have the money. All cash. You can have that all cash. Because Larry Ellison, the daddy of David Ellison, David Ellison is the CEO of Paramount. And Paramount was bought up just recently by Skydance. I don't know where the fuck that money came from. That Paramount can be bought up by Skydance. It's all fucked up. All the fucking weird buy-ups. Anyhow. Larry Ellison, the guy, the CEO and owner pretty much of Oracle, the database, we just talked about it, who made a big deal with the US government, mainly by Trump, by the Trump's abilities to make such deals. $500 billion US. He's included in that deal. And with a Palantir, and everybody's going to surveillance you anyhow, anyway, whatever. That same guy who has now more money because the Oracle stock price jumped once more up. So he has more money and secured 40 billions by his daddy, Larry Ellison. David Ellison secured that money, like private money there. And I think Larry Ellison just wants to get his fingers into entertainment even more deeply than all entertainment industry has already ties to the CIA with all kinds of news anchors and employees, direct CIA employees being in all those corporations and news stations and newspapers, like working there. It's fucking weird, but that's still going on. Last report that was quite a while ago, though, but it was in on the heights of the Iraq war, which they told us about 11,000, or was it 22,000? I don't remember exactly the number. CIA employees around the globe in entertainment and news being there to manipulate certain facts, making them non-facts anymore. Weird. But yes, maybe Larry Ellison wants to tie up the government this way, somehow. I don't know. It's just weird. Yes, my book is on Amazon. Boss that. There you go. What a bitch. It came right into your face. I don't comma, I colon. What the hell? Sure. All themes on the Rumble coloring book. I know I would buy, musical chairs with money. Maybe, but on the plus side, you'll never feel lonely. I'm gonna feel always lonely, no matter who is in the chat. So that was a big overall news year for Tomb Raider stuff. That's just the facts. Tomb Raider TV show will feature Avatar Sigourney Weaver role revealed. It was like the latest 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago almost. That Sigourney Weaver's Avatar Sigourney Weaver. I don't remember her in Avatars. Really, I have no idea where she exactly was playing in Avatar. Because Avatar for me is like, it's a nice movie to watch, like very colorful. Speaking of colors and you guys in the chat. You should like this movie, right? But it's zero memorable. Like, the story, like, absolutely forgettable. So I would have said Ghostbusters Sigourney Weavers or Alien Sigourney Weavers. Not Avatars, whatever. And yeah, she was just confirmed that she is going to play a role in this upcoming Tomb Raider TV show. And it was confirmed again here that the TV show is going to be tied to the TV show. I don't know why they are doing that. How Amazon gets those deals, really? How they manage to do that? Because God of War is going to be an Amazon TV show soon enough. What was it? Mass Effect is going to be one. And the other one, what was it? I just forgot. Fallout. Fallout is an ongoing now. And they made very clear, all the shows, for whatever reason, Amazon made those deals this way. So they managed to do that, to connect it to the game and being interactive with the game in some regard. Yeah, we had that just a second ago. The Paramount sweetens the deal with Larry Ellison's money. So that was pretty much like some major news we had this last 7-8 months since I started the news. And now we're going to just keep some little news snippets here of the last week in the memory, hopefully in your memories. OFP. Gayer things. I haven't watched it yet. I'm just reporting on like what is happening around it and how people are observing the show and the reactions a little bit. I'm not going to go at all more deeply into this. I'm just going to tell you how I feel about it, how I see it so far without having watched the show yet, the last season here at all. But I see that like some reactions on social media. Noah Schnapp says the whole cast of Stranger Things cried reading the final episode. The final episode is not out there yet. It's going to come on the 1st of January next year, according to IMDb, at least. So I'm going to wait till the last episode is being aired. It's not being aired. But that's still the wording for it, for TV shows. And yeah, let's see how gay it's going to be. Now, it's supposedly in the last episode they released 4 days ago, 5 days ago, something like that, right? The world is ending, supposedly. The world is supposedly ending, but they have to sit down, and the guy here, the main actor, Will, what's his name in the show, right? Had to sit down with the whole badass crew, by the way. Wonder Woman, Rambo-like boss lady, Nancy there. I think her name was Nancy, right? Just killing trained soldier. Maybe that's how ball of tennis and beers and all you people in the chat imagine how the citizens would be, right? Just killing all the trained soldier with your private pistol and gun there easily. But I just saw a little clip and it looks really stupid. It really looks very fucking stupid. She just rumble them like they are nothing to her. She's I think like fucking 60, 70 pounds, little 5-foot girl, you know. But having actually a Rambo-styled costume on and just mowing down all those soldiers like a boss lady should do, right? But yes, the world is ending. All the badass people are sitting down with Will, and he has his coming out. Wow, isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Doesn't that get Beers aroused? He's probably gonna watch this one episode like over and over again for the rest of his life. The coming out of Will. And it seems like not very well received for whatever reason, huh? Isn't that weird, Netflix? That you needed to include that bullshit at the very end of your very successful show overall. But the boss lady moments destroy a lot. Now the gayness destroy a lot too. Why the Duffer Brothers needed to go this route, who knows? Maybe Netflix really, really demanded, otherwise they would have not been allowed to continue. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? And it was very clear that he was gay because at one point, maybe it was in the 3rd season, maybe in the 2nd season, I am not sure anymore. Can't remember the episode like where this portion was mentioned. But his best friend, who is together with 11, right? They are together. His best friend at one point said to him, right? It's not my fault that you don't like girls. He already fucking knew that Will is gay, that Will likes him in particular very much. So not a big surprise there. And yeah, they try to, I think, do some damage control here with such articles. Samantha Nelson, thank you very much. Like the whole cast cried at the last episode. Because why? Does Will maybe get fucking eliminated? Like the gayness gets destroyed? Why would the whole cast cry? Because the last episode seemed not to be very well received. Only by gay people. Weirdos. Almost opted for a Paramount streaming service a few years back until I saw a package included NFL access. Nope. Didn't want to support those kneeling cocksuckers with 2 anthems. Yeah, everybody has their own reasons to not support something, Sarge. I'm pretty sure you might have gotten or can get now separated subscriptions. Just like in on Disney Plus and ESPN side, they are still separated in the subscriptions. Probably around $3 billion spent on 5 seasons. All it will be remembered for I Don't Like Girls. They didn't spend that amount of money. No way. I mean, they might spend a few billions, maybe about 2.5 billions for the 5 seasons. 3.5 billion sounds like not realistic. There is a channel on BitChute that uploaded the episodes. Oh, I can watch that shit myself. I'm not subscribed to Netflix, but I can live stream it whenever I want. You know? So they're not gonna get any sense from me. They turned into another faggot show aimed at kids. I don't know if it's aimed at kids anymore, because those are all adults now. The whole cast is adult. Maybe the small sister of Nancy, the very very small sister, is like what, 14 now, 15. She was almost a toddler at the very first season. Is it aimed at teenagers, at kids? I wouldn't say that, to be honest. Doesn't feel at all. But I might be wrong. I'm not gay and not a pedo. So I'm not looking for that shit. Ep 1 of season 5 from said channel if interested. I have the ESPN and Fox bundle, pro hockey and college hockey. I also like J LA. What the fuck is J LA? 11 looks like a bent 35-year-old woman now. She is about 25 though. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the 5th season. I just want to know what happened with the upside world or galaxy or dimension, right? Where all this stranger things came from and what's gonna happen. I try to overlook the gayness. It might be too much. I don't know. I'm gonna wait. Little side news. I don't think that's a good thing, but the automatic pizza vending machine in the Detroit airport, the Kotaku review. I just find it weird, and I would maybe I would try it just to find out how it's tasting, but I wouldn't trust this machine if it's standing longer than now, a year there. I'm just not sure how clean it can be inside, how healthy the pizza is, what ingredients really are being used and all that. But in the Detroit airport, you can get your 24/7 pizza. No matter when you are arriving or departing, there's this machine, the Pizza Cat. I hope they're going to get sued by a Japanese animation studio, which has the Samurai Pizza Cats show. The game is still coming out. Not sure when it's going to be released. And it looks amazing. The game, it looks amazing, just like the show if you ever watched the anime. I hope they get sued by the Samurai Pizza Cat company there. It looks like a small little thing, and it supposedly takes only 5 minutes for the pizza to be made after you order on the screen. Like on the same screen, everybody's touching, you know? And it is having like whatever ingredients in there. Is it real meat? Is it real salami? Is it real fucking mozzarella? Is it the real fucking flour or dough they are having in the machine? When was the dough made? I'm not sure, man. I can't trust those machines. It's a different thing if you get a Mars or Snickers, or whatever bar from a vending machine. Other foods, maybe some packaged like snacks in that sense, salty snacks, nuts. I think that's very okay. Has established itself somehow very well because it's packaged, it is sealed and all that. I don't know about such a machine. I don't know about such a machine, man. Also, it looks very small. I didn't even read the whole article, how much it cost. Then again, being able to spend $30 to get a personal pizza whenever I want in the middle of an empty airport at 1 a.m. is nice. $13. Look how small that is. That might be 6-inch. How big is it? Are you telling me? You're not really telling me here, right? It looks like max 7-inch probably. Max. It doesn't look big. $13. And at airports, you usually have some kind of shop still open that can give you food. Is it going to be better food or less? Gonna be bigger than 6. Hard. It looks very small. It looks very small. 3D printed pizza, yes. Highlight is a Spanish sport hurling a ball super fast and avoiding it. J-Li is pronounced Highlight. No, you mean Highlight. Highlight. Or Highlight. The H is more like, I would say. Looks better than Totino's square pizza. I don't know that, if you say so. I like season 1. I watched it with my mediocre ex a long time ago. It really captured the vibes of 80s and had infused the nerdiness well with dark mystery. I mean, they did that up to season 3 very well. Season 4 already gave you like signals about this boss lady mentality of certain characters. It started with season 4 for sure. But it was still not gay. Like, you didn't saw anything of like the gay nature to be infused in the whole show. It didn't make anything awkward. Season 5 seems to fall off a cliff. He only wants the real salami. No, I don't like actually any meat on my pizza. I mean, I can eat it. It's not like I would say, oh shit, it has meat. I'm not going to eat it. I just keep away any meat of any sort on pizza. 3D printer pizza, yes. Extra veiny and throbbing. You like salami on your pizza, Sarge, and you like BBCs in your mouth, so double strike there, I guess. Expensive mini pizza. Please build more furnaces. Ike thinks 6 inches is small. He's worked his way up to the big ones. I must say, I'm just calling that a small pizza. What you're trying to infuse there as a thought is just gay, whatever. I would like 7 Gorillion pizzas. Chicken, bacon, and banana peppers pizza. Chicken? Even less appealing than salami. Now, this year seems to be also kind of a kickoff for Konami and the Silent Hill franchise. Silent Hill 2 remake came out last year. Success. Not like a major super success, but success for sure. Silent Hill F came out this year. It's way more like a Souls-like game than a traditional puzzle-solving Silent Hill approach. Well received overall, has performance issues. There are little add-ons, little bug fixes for that though, to get rid of the fog, but then it destroys the Silent Hill feel in general. Not very performative operation here, but because still it has success with the Silent Hill F, Konami tries to do now every year a new release of Silent Hill. I think that's a bad idea. I think that's not showing you quality. I think that just shows you they are trying to make money with just quantity. Might work, might not work. I wouldn't trust that. I haven't played Silent Hill F. It doesn't look to me as a pleasant game. It's an enjoying game for me. Continuing from the release of Silent Hill 2 in October 2024, we were able to deliver Silent Hill F in September 2025, putting the Silent Hill series back on track. Kind of a weird track though. Including announced and unannounced titles, we aim to release titles at a pace of about 1 title per year. Good luck. Good luck. I think Konami is, for me, is falling off a cliff too. Just the one main reason for me is the remake was not necessary of Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill F doesn't show me any Silent Hill like feel, at least. And their pricing on Steam for everybody outside the US pretty much is just dog shit. They are not adjusting any prices. They are just letting the system decide for the prices. It looks like I showed you multiple times that Konami is just not paying attention. I have to pay 110 plus US dollars to Konami for example the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake of 3. That's just never gonna happen. And since then, I'm like absolutely against Konami. Konami can go fuck themselves if they don't care for the players and fans. Why should I care for them if they have any success in the future with any releases? If they don't adjust their prices. It's just insane that I have to pay like 30% more just because the conversation is not working on Steam at all. That's stupid. Yeah. But yeah, Konami can go fuck themselves. I guess I wish them luck. That's all for their future endeavors here with releasing games. But I'm not gonna buy any games from you anymore, Konami. And it feels like you're gonna produce slop. Speaking of slop, this was also just shown this week. A little clip of a game from China. If you're a true gamer, you might see something, might feel something with this one. I'm just gonna let it play for you here. Looks stylish, right? It's nothing wrong with gameplay-wise, I guess. Ding dong, bing bong. How you select like the fighting, the abilities, the whole interface, you know. It has pairing, you just saw it at the beginning more. It's a copy. It's a copy like in every visual regards to, not Persona. Haste is retarded. Claire fucking Obscure, Expedition 33. It's a remake of an older game called Legend of Sword and Fairy 4, supposedly, in 3D. It's just copy, like visually and gameplay-wise, absolutely copy of Claire Obscure. The thing is, Claire Obscure didn't just had only because of the visuals and the gameplay itself, like this big success. The story, if you play it by yourself, the story is just something new, something amazing. Voice acting, no matter what you think about the gayness of Jennifer English, the voice acting on any character is really, really good overall. But yes, it's a combination. Voice acting amazing, visuals amazing, story is amazing, gameplay is amazing. That's what made Claire Obscure so successful overall. The music, they outsource the music. They just give like the creativity outside. Just make the music and we're gonna listen and we're gonna probably just buy everything. Music overall, very good too, you know. What can you say? And now the Chinese got hold of that success very early on and already producing it. Like that's next level stage of the development here. It looks very playable. And Claire Obscure was released, what? Now 9 months ago? Tells you a lot about the Chinese don't fucking waste time. They're just gonna copy it and make it probably a successful game of their own with very little effort in general. How successful it's gonna be, it's a different story, because the success, like I said, is depending on multiple factors. The gameplay alone doesn't make the whole game. So maybe the story is shit, maybe the music, you're not gonna like it after a while, sounding just generic Chinese game-ish, who knows. But yes, it's absolutely clone of, gameplay-wise, visually, of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Hold the fucking door! Expedition 33 wasn't the first to have a battle system like this. I don't know about Persona, if Persona had like parrying and dodging and jumping to avoid incoming damage. That's like what makes Clair Obscur probably more unique. I haven't seen that on other games, because that's a big part, being able to parry like in the perfect spot, in the perfect time, in the perfect frame in some regards. Still haven't beaten Simon. Simon is undefeated on my end. The rest of the game, I still haven't touched though the new bosses. They just gave us for free with the DLC 2 weeks ago. But Simon's still undefeated. And you need to be like amazing, you know, with your pairing. I've shown it to people on my streams, on my playthrough here. I'm not 100% sure if SM and Persona was the first, but they were definitely around way before Expedition. Yeah, Persona is older than Expedition 33, but it's Persona plus parry. No, if Persona hadn't parrying and dodging and jumping to avoid incoming damage, Ike bought the DLC only cause he thought it was dick. Fuck you, FP. That's absolutely not true. I just said it's a free DLC. They gave it for free. Zero buying DLCs. It needs to be like something else if I buy any games or DLCs. Because the 3D like round-based fucking RPG is nothing new. Yes, that was already done with Final Fantasy. Like the first 3D Final Fantasy is in general 3D round-based RPG. That's nothing new, but it was something very new in Clair Obscur with the parrying, dodging, and jumping. You know, it had included those Souls-like elements, especially with the parrying and the timing of your counterattacks. So yeah, my understanding is copyrights pretty much don't exist in China. Oh, they do, but not for outside stuff of China. You know, they can copy anything outside of China, just import it and making it their own. But they have also like not as extensive like copy protection like in the West, but they have some. They have some. They have also patents and all that too, you know. The art style of the menus and the camera movement were borrowed from Persona. Yeah, that might be like the viewing your characters more from behind directly instead of sideways-ish, sure. But that's not what made Clair Obscur like this bigger success gameplay-wise. It was the parrying, the blocking, and not blocking, dodging, and the jumping. Have you ever played Clair Obscur yet, Haste? Big talk there. Big mouth, Haste. Anyhow, let's close one window there. Now, to round it up, we talked about RAM prices a few weeks now ago, multiple times. And what could be the outcome of all that? Little reminder. Right now, OpenAI, which is operating ChatGPT, the LLM ChatGPT, and OpenAI boss and CEO Sam Altman is very fucking gay. I keep repeating that because people need to understand it's not just a singular event. It's a global effort with this AI crap in general. They want to make babies in machines. Sam Altman just spilled that out a little bit earlier than he might have been supposed to tell us all. But it's very clear he wants to make babies in machines. And he needs AI to be bigger for that. Not only to respond to your everyday request about a recipe, how to cook those little eggs better. And with that, I mean, Sarge asked AI how to suck off balls by others, from others, sorry, not by others, maybe also by others. Beers is big in that. But yes, he wants AI to be very performant, very efficient, very big, and buys up a lot of RAMs since 2-3 months now. The effect of that buy up of a lot of RAM is the prices go up a lot. I just showed you, I told you, my RAM I have right now in this computer I bought a little bit longer than a year ago, went from 150 Swiss francs up to 450. Almost quadrupled. No, not almost, but tripled at least the price up there, you know? So very expensive RAM prices right now. And even regular storages, SSDs, prices have gone up a lot just because of AI buying up all the RAM they can get their hands on. Sam Altman and his gay boy lover husband bought a child at one point, and they want to give that opportunity to make your own child in the future. It sounds fucking insane, but that's the facts. That you make your child in a machine. And that's why we need AI to be smarter, to find out the risks of combining DNA and to make the machine really infuse that fetus with the nutrition it needs to be a gay, healthy baby later on and to be bought up. Forefront fucking endeavors here by Sam Altman. Rumor, PS6 could be delayed due to RAM prices. And that's like the outcome, and it might be the case. I already assumed yesterday or 2 days ago, and I think it was yesterday, in a little talk on X via comment, that the machines, Steam machine, the newer switches that have to be produced, and the new consoles will probably be also delayed. PS6 will also be probably delayed because there is not enough affordable RAM to produce that stuff in the first place. It makes no sense for Sony, for example, to develop a machine, buy up expensive fucking prices, and then demand from the consumers at the end like $1,200 from a PS6 perspective to the consumers, you know. Wouldn't make any sense. Only hardcore fucking delusional people, wannabe gamers would buy that shit for those prices. So that will not really happening anytime soon. So they're just gonna delay it. They're gonna develop it, the system. They're gonna give AMD more time to make maybe more efficient dies for the CPUs and GPUs combination. And when it goes a little bit, maybe the bubble will burst at the end of 2026. We're gonna have to wait and see if that's gonna happen in the first place, right? And then Sony can talk with those RAM manufacturers, the chip manufacturers themselves, get into contracts buying up certain amounts. Because this one dude was very stupid on X, like pretending that the chip manufacturer really cares so much for Sony to sell them chips cheaper than they could to the AI fucking business right now. And for as long as it goes, for 3 times, 4 times the prices for certain chips than they would do with Sony. It's fucking insane to think that a manufacturer like Samsung, like Micron, Hynix, and those are like the 3 biggest one out there, could care at all for Sony to sell them chips for cheaper when they can demand 3-4 times higher prices from other places, or they're just being paid those high prices. It's just stupid to think that they will care. Like, oh yeah, we care for the gamers out there. Really? That's why we're gonna waste our money, like our production, for the gamers only. But some people are really talking bullshit on social media, don't realize how much money is involved here. Billions and billions and billions of US dollars for just RAM chips, you know, being bought up by LLMs, operators out there. Absolutely retarded. Because when the bubble bursts, you know, maybe the AI will not be buying more chips for their infrastructure, but the AI still will be operating, you know. Most likely they will not sell in the next 5 years that very infrastructure it's operating right now. So I don't see any change there anytime soon. Meaning in maybe 2 years will come the time where the chip manufacturer can sell again for cheaper because they have no demands by the big AI corporations, can go back with the price slowly to just sell to Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, whomever wants those chips again for the more older regular prices. It's not like the demand is going to go away completely. So it's not like that they're going to waste any money. They're just not going to make as much money as they are making right now. So it's delusional to think like the Samsung, Hynix, and Micron will fucking give a damn flying shit about gamers. That's fucking stupid. And for Sony, it would be just smarter just to delay. Give them more time to refine their whole system anyway. So I don't see a loss there. So I think it will be delayed. It's just a rumor, nothing confirmed. Sony hasn't even announced yet the PS6. So what does it matter? I don't like the date and the time above your head. It's distracting. You don't want people to looking at your porn stash. Nothing wrong with the date, and it has a purpose. It's absolutely not distracting. It's just fucking information. Does the second distract you? Claire Obscure Expedition 33 shares notable similarities with Persona, especially Persona 5 in combat, style, UA design, and presentation, though it lacks Persona's life sim elements. Developers at Sandfall Interactive explicitly cite Persona 5 as a top influence, calling it the best game in the world. UI and combat visuals, which they adapted with their own twist like parry. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I kept saying, Haste. You're not listening, are you? As usual. Nobody listening to me. Because everybody thinks just because I'm screaming sometimes and I'm blaming and saying the word cocksucker too much, like I'm not giving you real information out there. That's what I said. Visually, it's still unique. It is like not cell shading nonsense. I kind of started to hate cell shading the last two years for some reason. I don't know really exactly why. But visually, it has also like a different feel to it. But yes, sure, If the camera movement is similar, fine. But that's not what sold Expedition 33 that much. It was the story and the new fighting system itself. UI, whatever. But you can't like make better comparisons with Persona, with this Chinese game to Persona. It is absolutely a ripoff, a clone of Expedition 33. All the visual effects, like this golden look, these golden particles while pairing and all that, it's absolutely copy paste from there. I'm not going into the, like is Expedition mouse? Is Expedition influenced by others' games? Absolutely, we already knew that. It's a round-based RPG in the end. And despite people calling it JRPG, it's a FRPG, a French role-playing action game. But yes, nothing new under the sun. At the end of the day, nothing new under the sun. Yeah, he should put the time date on his porn stash. No, I'm gonna keep it there. It's a good spot. It's like, I mean, it might be distracting for UFP. I'm gonna live with it. Stop thinking about my stash too much. That's all I can say. CD Projekt sells DRM-free PC storefront UrhG Good Old Games to original co-founders for 25.2 million. Insist it's financially stable. Is it? Why are you selling it then? I'm always wondering if it's financially like feasible, if it's doing good, why are you selling those things? Especially because gaming isn't really slowing down. It's not accelerating too much. This year was like, had some good games overall, but it's not like going through the roof this year. We got to see next year how well that does for gamers. But why would you sell something that actually is doing well? That's always a little question. So they might know more and not telling the buyer certain little criteria. But it goes back to the original co-founder, which is good. That means the ideology, the mentality, the thinking of you owning your games, it's still there. That was the mission from the very beginning. CD Projekt has sold its DRM-free PC storefront UrhG to its original co-founder, Mikhail Kijitsky. I butchered his name for sure, for 90.7 million Polish zloty, approximately 25.2 million US dollars. Kijitsky is also co-founder of CD Projekt itself and currently holds 10% of share capital in the business. Kijitsky co-founded UrhG in 2008, and it has operated with the CD Projekt Group for over 17 years. I hope just nothing really changes if they have a different approach in making sales, showing maybe the Galaxy launcher a little bit different and all that. Fine, but as long as the games are going to be DRM-free and operating on the newest operating system, that's their mission, to making those older games working on your newer system without any DRM. I couldn't care less. Because they are going to be gay next June anyway. That they were one of the very few PC game store out there who still did the gayness in June. Even Microsoft was not so big into gayness this year. I think more that what it needs to be credited for as original. It's a great game, but it borrowed from a lot. Yeah, I mean, all the combinations together makes it unique enough, original enough. The art style is different. It's way different because it's completely 3D and all those particles, the story, makes it unique enough, at least for me. I had never any interest in Persona. despite I like anime in general a lot, but fuck Persona. Doesn't look for me anything at all. This is kind of a sad news, but it is a news. Ryan Coogler's X-Files reboot is his next project, coming before Black Panther 3. Ryan Coogler, big success with Black Panther 1, Black Panther 2, also still successful, but more because of, yeah, white people bad, and if you don't watch it, you're a racist. But don't watch it, just buy the ticket. That was actually one little statement, not by Ryan Coogler, but some fans out there, maybe even like executives at Disney. Some bullshit like, yeah, you shouldn't watch it if you're white. Just buy a ticket. Insane takes, but whatever. And his last movie I watched, it's okay, it's good. Sinners. It's more connected to like almost musicals, but it's overall a very well made movie. I can recommend to watch it at least once. Other than that, I couldn't care for Ryan Coogler at all. He's not like this big savior, black savior, director, producer, whatever, right? He is being praised too much, in my opinion. That's what I want to say. But he wants to reboot now X-Files before Black Panther 3. I don't know what to think about it. I think the first reboot, which was season 10 and 11, were very meh of X-Files. Actually, kind of very disappointing, if you really are honest to yourself. It didn't get me into the feeling of X-Files. It made everything like modern. It had all those little quirky, weird little jokes included. Mulder was not really the Mulder of old. And they pretty much forgot everything from the first 9 seasons. Like Scully, if you go rewatch it, and just to remind yourself, Scully was again this very skeptical all of a sudden. After she went all through that shit at the end of season 9, she was completely, absolutely on par with Mulder's fucking mentality, like the state of mind that government is fucking you over, everything is being like hidden, the truth is out there still, you know. But she now knows aliens exist, monsters exist, freak of natures exist, mythical stuff exists, all that stuff. But all of a sudden in season 10 and 11, she needs to be reminded herself. It's really not good. It's really not good. Mediocre at best. Mediocre at best. Season 10 and 11. And I rewatched actually like 2 months ago the whole thing again. So yeah, not cool. Not cool. And he wants to do a reboot. We don't know yet if it's going to be the continuation of the season 10 and 11, which is connected still, despite being a reboot, it's still connected to the old season. Is this reboot going to be disconnected all of a sudden? Does it make sense if it would reboot it with a discontinued fucking lore? I don't know. But I'm not looking forward to this one. Just don't touch it. Just don't touch it. Nobody asks for that. I would have loved to have a good fucking continuation, season 10 and 11, but it's really just lame overall. X-Files was too serious for me, never could get into it. I was into Twin Peaks around then. Star Trek: The Next Generation. They had like some seriousness to it, but not too serious. Fox Mulder was always joking about pretty much everything. So I think you could have fun. They rebooted X-Files. they're gonna try to reboot. At least that's what I read out of this little happening. I just don't think that certain stuff needs to be touched. They tried with the season 10 and 11. I think they had like 3-4 years from season 10 to 11. And season 10 had only 6 episodes. So they tried to reboot and was not super well received. Everybody was hyped though. Oh, nice. We finally get a continuation of the story. The truth finally being revealed. It was jack shit. It was revealed. Nothing really. And yeah, even like cinematic wise, the quality has dropped. Like has dropped a lot. It didn't look like this high quality show, to be honest. But yeah, whatever. We have to wait. We have to wait and see how this one goes. Last little news here, because that's really important. And it's kind of ironic, you know. Arise, Sir Idris. Actor Idris Elba knighted in New Year honors. Actor Idris Elba is knighted in New Year honors. The 53-year-old Hollywood star from Hackney, London, can now officially call me Sir Idris. I'm not going to go into deep who Idris is, whatever, blah, blah. I find it just ironic that a knight, you associate when you hear the word knight, either with dark the night, right? Because it's the same pronunciation. Or a warrior, a fighter with a sword, with a pointy metal thing that can stab you, you know? Or it should be there for defending you. That's like an honorable knight would do to the crown, defending the poor and weak and ill and such, right? Like having those ideals in your head when you hear the word knight. The white knight, you know, coming and defending you from the black knight. But he's a black knight. Why I find this ironic is because it was not long ago. It was not long ago, maybe a year, something like that. That Idris Elba, when you heard about the stabbings in Londistan, instead of blaming the stabbers, like fucking pointing with the fingers on the criminal, really, he demanded in an interview that knives actually should not have points, like tip points. They should be like flat. All the knives should not have no tips anymore. No pointy knives ever again. All the manufacturers in the UK should have been done with pointy knives. Go just look it up on Google. Just search Idris Elba and knives. And you're gonna find that stupid statement. But he is being now knighted for whatever reason. I don't see why he would be knighted. That he is black or whatever, I don't care. I guess it's 2025, right? And you can be knighted in the UK even as a black dude. Times have changed for sure. But that's not the point, his skin color. More like he is being knighted, a warrior with a long, pointy metal thing called sword back in the days. Is much alike against pointy metal things. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy in general. He's an overall a good actor. I'm going to give him that, you know. He's a good actor, but that doesn't drive me away and make me change my mind since I heard that one statement. You need to let off your heroes when they say stupid shit. When they are against you, when they are against your own individual freedoms in general. Doesn't matter how much they did in the past, if they change themselves and make stupid statements and have stupid requests and demands towards you and eradicating your rights, you need to get let off your heroes. That's all I can say. Fuck you, Cheddar Steve. Last chance. But we are done with the news. That was News 2025 here on this channel. Since I started June. I did like the official first episode in June 2025. They are all linked in one playlist, by the way. Every episode I did on news, video game news, here on this channel, even the Switzerland.playit old channel news are still in there. You can still access them, no problem. In a big ass playlist. All the 111 episodes we have done right now. So, like I said, I'm gonna wait if just 1 minute. We're gonna do one minute just waiting and for the Wheel of Fortune. If you want to be in here and you have not got any gifted raffles, I mean, it's up to you. 1 minute, 46 seconds now. Yeah, you want a pile of shit. FP gives me the finger for $1. That's not how you get into the raffle. Not at all. But I guess good try. Thank you for the buck. Are you gonna wait? Oh, come on, Cheddar, you fuckface. He just increased his fucking... What a dick. He increased his chances very highly. What a dick. I mean, I'm gonna stick to my word. Whoever wins, it's gonna get that figure. I just hoped he wouldn't. I mean, they can lose. Haste! Haste wants the figure too, though. Thank you very much. Very generous of both of you. One dude is nice, though. The other one is just a dick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. 11G. Haste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping track of my shit here. Sorry, guys. Okay, 5 more. We're gonna add it here. Make it 6. 3 more on the other side. Wait, 3 here. It's only 5. 2 left. Not. Yes. Big portion, Cheddar Steve. That looks awful. Oh, awful. Haste, 5. Should we? Yeah, we should give you another little slice here. Just give you a little slice here. Where should we put you? Put you up here once here, 2 here. Here. Haste Zealot. Haste Zealot was very fucking generous the whole year through. Just wanted to point it out. Are we ready? Just making sure. 1, 2, 3, 4 big pieces haste. Are we ready? I mean, I have gotten quite a lot of gifted by you guys. Maybe because I ordered 2 figures. Jaina Proudmoore from Warcraft and Mononoke Hime from the anime in English, Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke goes out to the winner today. And maybe I can make, because in January It's going to be in 29th January. It's going to be my 4th year of Rumble streaming in total. Already 4 years. So I might do just a giveaway there at the end of whatever stream I'm doing. Let's see. Don't let it be Cheddar Steve. Don't let it be Cheddar Steve. Don't let it be Cheddar fucking Steve. Are we ready? Ha! Sorry, Haste. I would have loved to give it to you. But Mrs. Sarge got it. And she had, I mean, she had also like quite a few slices here with Dear Sarge. Yeah, Mrs. Sarge got it. Congrats. Congrats, you got it. I can't, I mean, I guess I can manipulate this one. Not sure how, but you won it. You have gotten it. Now we're gonna get Mrs. Sarge out of this. Dear Sarge, I'm gonna leave Dear Sarge in because he has given his own money. Not this bitching kitsch money. Jaina Oudmo. Gonna save this one for next time. There. And hopefully Haste Zealot wins that next one. And hopefully Cheddar Steve doesn't get it. But thank you very much, Cheddar Steve, for 10 gifted today. Just being reminded. Cheddar Steve gave generously 10 gifted. He's still an asshole, but he gifted 10. And Haste Zealot. Hard to say if you might have won, Haste, if Cheddar Steve didn't came in, like making the pieces smaller. Might have gone to you. But like I said, I'm gonna do maybe a 24-hour stream on January, just to conclude 4 years of streaming on Rumble. And maybe I'm gonna make money there. All the gifteds gonna be included again in the additionally in the Wheel of Fortune. But making money with shots. Let's see how that will maybe go. Thank you very much, guys. Congrats, Mrs. Sarge. Stream on January 30th, my 69th. I mean, I'm gonna start on the 29th, maybe like noon my time. And when it's gonna be 24 hours, it's gonna be in your birthday, right? 24 hours or 24 hours? Guinness Book record is 36 hours podcast. You can beat that, Ike. For what price? If I would win, no, it must be longer than 36 hours. There might be somebody who was there about like 48 hours or so. It's doable. It's doable. I just reported a week ago about a Zelda gamer girl, something like that, who supposedly streamed straight through all the 3D Zelda games, 92 hours or some bullshit like that. And you just saw a cat picture as the camera, a little animation of a cat or multiple cats. You know, so you don't have fucking any idea who really played that stuff, but whatever. Meth is a hell of a drug. Without drugs, I'm gonna get more like sleepy if I'm gonna do shots again, or throw up because of Mrs. Sarge's chicken. No, it wasn't. It was the combination of the Baileys and the food. I think Baileys is not good for me. Need to use the cheap Aldi cream liquor. Anyhow, the painting is gonna happen in the first week of January when I'm gonna do a premium stream. I have to do 5 hours minimum per month. So I'm gonna get rid of those 5 hours the first week doing the painting of Princess Mononoke, the figure on the premium stream. Maybe two, maybe one premium stream and another one, because the figure 7-inch tall might take more than only 5 hours plus, you know? Line in some rails instead, Ike. What rails? Cream liqueur? Gross. It is sugary. I don't like alcohol. I usually don't drink at all. Taste. Go watch the old 24-hour streams. I have now 3 of those 24-hour streams. And I don't like alcohol. I don't drink it myself usually at all. So I'm just doing it for monies. If you're gonna be drunk, you need to do it for money. That's or Coke rails, okay. Such rails. I don't know how to get to drugs. I don't want to fucking figure that out here. I really. I'm also not getting high like others. It seems like, for example, I tried to smoke weed. Did nothing for me. Did absolutely nothing for me. Maybe Coke would be better. Who knows? The Dutch needed a team. The longest single uninterrupted podcast episode ever recorded is 153 hours. 53 hours, yes, over 6 days, by a Dutch team in October 2022, breaking the previous 53-hour record. Yeah, but what is considered like a non-uninterrupted podcast? Like just dudes sitting in front of camera and then another dude comes in? What? Why? That doesn't seem to me like it's gonna be a big achievement. And Grits GG here on Rumble supposedly is doing like 36-hour streams on a regular basis. Number 1 Warzone wins, such and such wins, blah blah. I don't understand his titles. And I'm pretty sure he is not 36 hours playing all the time. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying it's not doable, but I'm pretty sure. You're not doing that on a regular basis. You could put a pod into podcast. Podcast. Put. I like weed at concerts. You got bad weed. What do you mean you got bad weed? I got maybe not so potent weed. Is that bad weed by default? No, I just, even like with other drugs, like I said, alcohol doesn't do anything for me. I just don't like the taste. I'm just wired differently. I don't think I can get addicted to substances that easily. But then again, I never tried coke or heroin or some meth. I never tried those. How easy is it to get a stripper in Switzerland? Some strippers and coke. I don't know. I mean, I know people who actually deal. Not gonna say any names or anything like that. I know dealers. When I was staying at this one friend a few times overnight after we got our COVID meetings against the government, he has like a big bucket with all kinds of drugs. It's just funny to me, but he himself is not addicted at all. He sometimes sniffs a little bit coke, but that's pretty much it. But I know dealers, directly dealers, but I'm zero interested. I'm just zero interested at all. The only drug I might contact him for that maybe would be DMT, but not because to get addicted. If you don't know about DMT, just go research for that. I like the taste of beer and whiskey. Well, you need to visit maybe FP and do some Irish car bombs, which Sarge hates. He thinks it's blasphemous to do that to his great Irish beer. But yes, Joe Rogan like talking about DMT. I don't. Yeah, of course you're Irish. You're a fucking redneck and fucking ginger bitch. Of course you are Irish. But FP likes the Irish car bomb a lot. Aikavaska. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Who I am? DM, not N. M. Like your mom, Sarge. Don't want to Google that shit. NSA might think I'm into that. Well, there you got it. Sarge already manipulated to curate his searches. How you could do your searches, Sarge, is if you want to hide it a little bit better. Install Opera. Do the kill switch in Opera, meaning the VPN has to be on, otherwise you get no connections. Opera has this ability. Brave has that probably too. But if you never had Opera so far, go search for your gay porn now in a much easier fashion. Or do Yandex, sure. Or do that. Maybe I should look it up on XPC. Doesn't matter, it's the same fucking IP, you retard. You fucking retard. He didn't realize that it's all about the connection and not which fucking PC it is. He's like thinking from maybe in the early 80s with some obscure methods. What was the connection called then? BTX? I think it was BTX, where you literally had the connection via phone. The phone had to be connected analogically, and it made noises through the speaker and the microphone, and different frequencies later on, so you didn't hear as a human, but you get this way information. I think it was called BTX. He's like still in that mindset. You know, when Dan slapped me, I searched in the internet on BTX lines. Oh, I just recently watched the movie Sneakers 1992 with all the phone hacking. I mean, early 90s, you had like the IP stuff going over regular modems. 92, I would say that was the time of 28.8 kilobits per second. Maybe 14.4 would be. But it sounds like 28.8 kilobits era or years. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed Black Trouble X-Ray. Sure. He thinks about blackies all day long, because he has black, big brown cigar in his mouth. That's why he loves to talk about the blackies. Why does your mind go always those weird roads? Sarge. Anyhow, hopefully I can do a regular stream on Friday again. News-wise, it has to be something, you know. News has to be out there. It was very scarce with good informational news the last 2 weeks, pretty much. I hope it's going to be better after the new year, which is going to be in 1.5 days for most of you guys out there. 1 day for me only. 1 day and 33 minutes here. I'm going to have a New Year's celebration. I'm not celebrating that shit really, because for me it doesn't do it, this change of numbers. This one weird spot. But yes, I hope you're going to enjoy your New Year's Eve tomorrow. Enjoy it with your family, your loved one. Do a little bit drinking. I think that is a good occasion to do a little bit drinking, even if you're a non-drinker, if you're not in the fears of getting addicted to it, though. I know a guy who is fearing that very one addiction a lot, but he still drinks from time to time. But only the soft stuff, like beers. Sargis, we are definitely for sure. We are working on as usual. Yeah, you're doing it as usual, I guess. As long as the client is open and he wants his office to be cleaned, you have to work on New Year's Eve, right? Anyhow, congrats, Mrs. Sarge. Sorry, Haste, I wanted to give it to you, but you didn't got it. Sorry, I really wanted you to win. But it's good that Mrs. Sarge won too, because she likes that self-made stuff a lot. So she's gonna proudly present it on a good spot, I'm pretty sure. Enjoy the rest of your day, wherever that might be, what time it might be. Morning, evening, night. My name is Ike, this is TAGN, and hopefully Friday we're gonna see each other again. Maybe Thursday, some Final Fantasy. We're gonna see. Don't hope too much for it, though. Bye-bye.